this, or is this better?
Queen Elizabeth is...
Okay, it's smoother. It isn't killing itself. Thank God. It is not nearly as much killing itself. Scammer? What do you mean scammer? You're a scammer. You say you're the void. Anything but Mega Stream Part 2? Fuck that shit. Oh fucking no. Yes. What do you mean yes? Scammer. The fuck is Lavaca? I'm gonna search that up. Lavaca. Translated. The cow? We mean the cow. The fuck do you mean the cow? Okay. I'm gonna try to make this work. Okay. Shut the fuck. Oh, it's RTCR stream. Whoa. iPad. Okay, wait. Let me promote this shit. And the thumbnail is the banner. Let's go. That's so crazy. Edit. Thumbnail. Custom thumbnail. Anything but getting a job. Yes. Select. Save. Save. Yay. Okay. Discord. Discord work. LP's world. And not announcements. Uploads. Uploads. Add. Upload. Yes. Okay, finally. Okay. Now let's start. Let's start part 1.
Queen Elizabeth is dead, so what happens now? The second Queen Lizzie died, the next in line took her place, which was King Charles, her firstborn son. But what if he couldn't take the throne, or if he didn't want it? Well, in that case, he's got 2 children, Harry and William. And if William didn't want the throne, it would go to Harry, right? Making him third in line, except it wouldn't, as William has 3 children as well, and each of them would be before Harry, even though they're all less than 10 years old. In total, the kingdom has around 16 or more potential candidates in line for the throne. So you finally know what'll happen now that Queen Elizabeth is dead, so what happens now? The second Queen Lizzie died, the next in line took her place, which was King Charles, her firstborn son. But what if he couldn't take the throne, or if he didn't want it? Well, in that case, he's got 2 children. How does Mr. Beast have so much money? So much that he can give away thousands or even millions of dollars a week and keep it going this long? Well, Mr. Beast gets sponsorships on most of his videos, but instead of taking the money for himself, he then invests the money back into new, even more epic videos for people to enjoy, which in turn leads to growth, which in turn leads to new sponsorships, which creates an endless cycle that doesn't look like it's slowing down anytime soon. So now you know the answer to the question, how does Mr. Math is red? But why do we associate certain things with colors?
Math is blue. I want to die because of math. I'm joking, but in 6th grade, genuinely, I hated math. Hated math. But it wasn't, it's blue. I don't care, mathematics is blue.
The professional term is synesthesia. In psychology, this means associating certain things with unrelated senses due to previous experiences or encounters. Example, fall is orange. We see a lot of pumpkins in the fall. What color are pumpkins? Orange. All pumpkins. Pumpkins orange. Orange fall. Fall orange. And now you understand synesthesia. For me, these are the colors I see school subjects. But now you know why I wholeheartedly believe that math is red. But what?
Math is blue. reading is red. Or ELA is red. And then science is yellow. Geography is green. That's what it
Why do we associate certain things with YouTuber Jay Schlatt threatened the royal family? Well, not directly, but he did make multiple jokes not only about Prince Philip predicting the date of his death, as well as coming back from a trip to England on the same day that Queen Elizabeth died, making multiple allusions to ricin, poisoning, etc. Now, of course, we all know these are jokes, probably, but theoretically, what would the result be if England did find him guilty? Well, extradition is the name of the process for gathering a person from their country of escape and brought to justice in the region where the crime was committed. There have been many to flee from the law before, but usually countries don't extradite people for lowly crimes, as it isn't worth the cost. However, assassinating the royal family is definitely going to catch the attention of the United Kingdom forces, and they would definitely hunt him down, shoot him down like an American dog, and there would be no stopping it, and they would take him by force. This might even go as far as to upset the American government, and basically, Jay Schlatt could cause World War III. Although, most likely not. Now you know what'll happen now that YouTube Tinkerbell is African-American in the new Peter Pan movie. This is following Disney's trend of replacing white characters with more ethnically diverse characters for representation. And I believe there's two sides to this argument. On the one hand, if they want representation, why not make a new story with that character focused on their heritage instead of throwing them into another tale? Look at how amazing Princess and the Frog and Black Panther are. However...
Same. It stopped working for me. I followed a different tutorial to get PowerPoint 2024. I could give.
On the other hand, we've already got a white one. What's the harm in seeing a beloved movie from a different perspective? It's not like they're going to color correct the original. It's just a different version for people to experience and enjoy. And sometimes it really does help the movie. For example, I was confused how in Pinocchio the fairy went from looking like this to looking like this. But as soon as I heard her singing part, I completely understood. Sometimes it's not about the look, it's about the talent. But who knows what'll happen to the internet now that Tinkerbell is African American in the new Peter Pan movie? This is following dogs or cats. Which is better? Yes, obviously it's subjective, but let's look at the perspectives. With dogs, studies have shown that they are more trusting and loving towards humans, understanding servitude, and wanting the best for the people. Cats, on the other hand, feel as though they are a higher power and you are there to serve them, meaning you must earn their trust. This psychology relates to people as well. Ever hear the saying, men are dogs? Men are easy to please, whereas women are more like cats. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I would know. I'm a high-maintenance guy. Although dogs are better. But let me know in the comments if you would choose dogs or cats. Logan Paul saved himself? It's no secret that Logan was the most hated man on the planet at one time, and looking back, there's no question why. What he did for internet points was definitely shameful. But at this point, while most would have thrown in the towel, he did. Logan Paul instead attempted to revive his career, filming a documentary, continuing his vlogs, but it wasn't really working, until KSI challenged him and brought him back into the spotlight. Back then, people just wanted to see this man get beat up ruthlessly, to be honest. But now, after taking on podcasts and even befriending and co-founding an energy drink with his once adversary KSI, Logan has become a genuine person and member of the YouTube community. Not to mention his stellar...
I know this was like 3 years ago, but I think he's fallen again. I don't think he's saved himself anymore. I think I think he's fallen again. Just a little. I don't think he's as he was 3 years ago. After the Lunchley thing, and after Prime itself, he's fallen again.
Polaroid project. But now you know how Logan Paul... What's the worst song in the world? It's this. Die. Why the new Portal game is massive. Portal with RTX just got announced and people like me are flipping out. Look, I've even got the jacket, Aperture logo on the back and everything. Come on, that's fancy. But why is it such a big deal? Well, we haven't gotten a lot of Portal content in the past few years, aside from a port to the Switch. And then suddenly, a few weeks later, blam! RTX remaster, what? Hello? Well, obviously, Valve can't be depended on for much, like counting to 3. It at least gives us hope to know that the Portal franchise is acknowledged deep inside their studios. And honestly, that's all we need to be happy for now. And if you don't like Portal, then you may have a very minor case of serious brain damage. But now you know why the new Portal, why Pikmin 4 is a big deal. Even if you've never played this gem of a game before, you should listen in. While I love a lot of Nintendo games, Mario and Splatoon and Captain Toad is perfect. Pikmin will always be my favorite. You command your own little army of ants, basically, attacking anything that gets in your way. And while sure, you may lose a couple of troops along the way, building your army and becoming the best space explorer the world has ever seen is just something special. Pikmin 3 came out in 2013, and towards the middle of 2015, Shigeru Miyamoto, basically Mr. Nintendo, said that Pikmin 4 was almost done. That was 2015. It is now 2022, and finally, we have news. Us Pikmin fans have been waiting forever for this. And if you've never given the series a try, now is definitely the perfect time to do so. I mean, it must be good if it has fans reacting to the announcement like this, right?
I think
From one blue creature to another, I'm right there with you, Arlo. So now you know why Pikmin 4 is a big... The new season of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is here, and it's... amazing. If you don't know what Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is, where have you been? It's basically like Sesame Street if the internet made it. And yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. But after being teased for 5 years, finally we have the new series. Now the question, was it worth the wait? Yeah, kinda. It's just full episodes of the stuff we've already loved. But why is it so popular? Because it's freaky and weird and original. That's all. But now you can go pirate the series for yourself, and it'll make you shout from the rooftops that the new season of Dream just face revealed, and oh my gosh! But what does this mean for the future of his channel? Well, Dream is he kind of bad, bro. Now that Dream's face is public, he's talked about doing manhunts in real life, as well as appearing in Mr. Beast videos, etc. Basically, a whole new realm of content has been opened up, and he's no longer confined to just Minecraft content. So now he can take over all over YouTube. Bow before the great Dream. And his amazingly chiseled jawline. And no, I don't think he looks like Rumpelstiltskin. So that's what'll happen now that Dream... The first trailer for the Mario movie just dropped, and mamma mia, it's actually good. Who could have expected this? But really, the animation is beautiful, the music is on point, and Chris Pratt's Mario voice is elusive. We still don't know exactly how it sounds, but is it just me, or is there just a little bit of Brooklyn in there? Either way, while as an intense Mario fan, I was just a little skeptical at first, this trailer made me definitely excited for the final product. But that's my reactions now that the first trailer for the Mario movie... New Minecraft mobs are here, and they're kind of terrible. We've got a weird-looking turtle, and sure, new flowers, a strange little...
Boy, look at that old Minecraft ass. What was that?
And...
Wait. Minecraft CR. Oh my god, what is it with this man in CR81? Oh my god, my PowerPoint is being a piece of shit. We have Minecraft CR, I'll zoom out to its ass quality so y'all don't screenshot it. But what is that?
They're kind of terrible. We've got a weird-looking turtle, and sure, new flowers, a strange little hide-and-seek goblin, and a stone golem. Someone at Mojang must really want a new golem in the game. But which one are you voting for? I'm genuinely curious. But there's not much else to say other than the new
Yeah, I don't know why this exists. It just exists because it exists.
Netflix is stealing from Mr. Beast. So it's no secret that Mr. Beast is YouTube's biggest creator right now, but all of his videos cost a lot of money. So he thought maybe he could approach Netflix with a show idea. Mr. Beast pitched a series where he would basically do just what he does on YouTube, but with more funding, and they refused, saying there's no audience for it. Mr. Beast, in retaliation, created a real-life version of Netflix's hit show, Squid Game, and with it garnered nearly 300 million views. Good job, Jimmy, but now Netflix is trying to do the exact same thing, making their own reality show offering the exact same experience as Squid Game. It doesn't take a genius to see that they're trying to capitalize on his success. It's still tragic that we live in a day and age where YouTube celebrities are shunned by Hollywood. But now you know how Netflix is... Voter fraud has officially been found in the world's fattest bear competition, and... Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Apparently there was a cheating scandal with voter fraud in the Fat Bear Week competition. But there are people in the world who care so much about chubby bears that they would go so far as to rig the Fat Bear competition? Bro, someone had to say, forget rigging the 2020 election. I want to commit voter fraud in the Fat Bear competition. What? Why? I don't know what's going on anymore other than... Voter fraud has officially...
Whoa.
Freddy Fazbear is being made by the Muppets? The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally in production after so many years. Confirmed by the CEO of Blumhouse Productions, Jason Blum, the horror studios making the FNAF movie. But what's interesting is that in this tweet, he also said that the animatronics are being made by the same people that make the Muppets? Not gonna lie, I think this is pretty cool. Obviously, they're a talented group if they can make these amazing figures, so what's stopping them from tackling the greatest horror franchise of all time? But that's what's up now that Freddy Fazbear is being made by the Muppets? The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally in production after...
Will that work or will that kill it all?
Freddy Fazbear is being made by the Muppets? The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally in production after so...
Nope, that killed it all.
Baby.
Babies. Babies. Babies' names or babies' names? Oh. Bro deleted his chat message. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I got a weekly recap.
Where did memes come from? As in B.
Wait.
Mr. Beast animated show? A few days ago. Marvel's new project that no one...
Fine.
Halloween is just around the corner, but where did it...
I fucked it up. I fucked it up. I fuckity fucked it. Okay.
Freddy Fazbear... Why does... Freddy Fazbear is being made by the Muppets? The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is finally in production after so many years. Confirmed by the CEO of Blumhouse Productions, Jason Blum, the horror studios making the FNAF movie. But what's interesting is that in this tweet, he also said that the animatronics are being made by the same people that make the Muppets? Not gonna lie, I think this is pretty cool. Obviously, they're a talented group if they can make these amazing figures, so what's stopping them from tackling the greatest horror franchise of all time? But that's what's up now that Freddy Fazbear is being made...
Does not know.
The new Scooby-Doo show is trash, so they're rebooting Scooby-Doo again, and it's being done by that one girl from The Office whose entire personality was that she talks a lot and was Ryan crazy, but this time Velma is Indian, which slightly overhauls the Spanish Velma that people kind of liked. Okay then, Daphne is Asian, and Shaggy is African-American. Oh, and he's not called Shaggy anymore. Also, there's no Scooby-Doo. He's just not in the show. Okay, listen, I was one of the few people that actually supported Ariel's change, because have you heard this actress's singing voice? However, there's a very specific line that says representation, and we're trying to get the internet to whine about this. I mean, have you seen the comments? I love feeling like I'm being lectured when I watch a show. I love the part where Velma makes it clear the writers hate us. I absolutely love the part where Velma said that's what the point of the mask is. Wait, what? Whatever. What are your thoughts on this one? Comment below. And hey, you're allowed to like it. I just personally feel like the new Scooby-Doo show is trash, so they're rebooting Scooby-Doo again, and it's being done by that one girl from The Office whose entire personality was that she talks... Halloween is just around the corner, but where did it come from? Well, Halloween started as the Celtic festival of the Samhain, originating via the Irish in the 9th century.
Hear me more.
The harvest of the
Can you hear me more?
Costumes to ward off ghosts. Eventually, these costumes evolved to today, where we... wow, we failed. Well, now you know the history of the holiday, which is helpful since Halloween is just around the corner. Marvel's new project that no one knows about? So Marvel's been pumping projects out on a pretty predictable assembly line recently, but this new project is something special. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and Thor Love and Thunder were decent to good.
I might need to turn it down just a little more.
Daredevil, but the newest project, Marvel's and Werewolf by Night,
Okay, y'all can hear me now. Okay, that's good.
Jack. Storytelling? Oh, this was through the roof. Trust me when I say you just need to watch this. It's the best thing Marvel has put out since the way. But after you watch it, you can spread the word that everyone should watch Marvel's new Mr. Beast's animated show? A few days ago, Mr. Beast tweeted out, wondering what would happen if you were to make an animated show with his team's knowledge of entertainment. Honestly, I'd watch it. So does this mean a Mr. Beast animated show is confirmed? Most likely not. Well, the Mr. Beast show would be nice to dream of. He's probably just throwing an idea out there for the world to see. But nonetheless, here's my rendition of the Mr. Beast crew in animated form. And also, I did a concept animation. Mr. Beast is in the back. If you want to check it out, click the link in the description or the pinned comment. But would you watch it? We made a Mr. Beast animated show?
No, because I despise despise this man. I despise this man. I don't care if he's done quote unquote good things. I still despise this man.
People use sites like Newgrounds and message boards.
I was born in 2004. What the swear is a message board?
People posted most
What
pictures, videos, and most
what
of
the
all,
swear?
the first meme memes we know today came in the form of BZ motivational posters, which first coined the text in image combo.
Wait, is that the first time Squeaker was ever in a short?
People posted most pictures, videos, and most of all, GIFs. But the first meme memes we know today came in the
I think that's the first time Squeaker has ever existed.
form of BZ motivational posters, which first coined the text in
What?
image combo, eventually evolving into the top text, bottom text format in 2011.
What
Given
link?
the terminology meme, which came from
There's nothing in my Discord. What link?
Also, Vice Animal became popular around this time too, and Facebook made where everybody shared them, and then the normies infested them, and then your mom ended up subscribing to the minion meme cult first. But now you're entirely educated on the subject of where did memes
Okay,
come
I might
from?
move this to the middle because
Because
I don't think I should put my VTuber in because I'll probably f up my computer so bad.
people posted most pictures, videos, and most of all, GIFs. But the first GIF or graphics.
The link to the Mr. Beast show thing on this short.
Formats, not graphics. In fact, I made a poll on this subject, and 8% of people said it was this, while 58% of people
What
said
is
it was
this
this.
old? What is this? Danno art? What does bro named Danno art? Okay, have fun eating Play-Doh. What is that profile picture though? It's a funny
34% of people were confused by the question. You're all in the comments, but I've already told you the final answer to the question. Is he GIF or? There's a new haunted mansion movie. It's gonna star Morpheus, sorry, Jared Leto, Danny DeVito, Winona Ryder from Stranger Things, and so much more. And Owen Wilson from Cars. And personally, I'm actually excited. All the Disney ride movies have either been fantastic.
Ricky still has his old
As
style.
misses, I'm always still hyped for what could be a fun adventure.
Where'd this man's highlight go?
Fantastic misses, I'm always still hyped for what.
Bro forgot to put his nose highlight.
Okay, I'm gonna get hate for this. I was actually a fan of the 2003 Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. I mean, they got the donkey voice actor to play the lead role. Even if it was terrible, it was going to be entertaining. And they got Celia from Monsters Inc. to play the Crystal Ball. Well, what do you think? You give it a chance now that this. What is going on with Kanye recently? Okay, listen. I don't like talking about politics and stuff on my dumb little animation channel because it's not my place.
There you go, that's the old PFP
But
thing.
all you need to know is he's basically trying to see
Play-Doh
exactly how far off
sucks.
the rails he
Yeah.
can go without facing consequences for his actions. He made a controversial / offensive shirt as a joke and has stated that he can say whatever he wants, even offending people of the Jewish nationality, and his partner Adidas still won't cut ties with him. And there are a few hate groups that are taking these statements and tying them to their terrible causes. Do I believe he agrees with these terrible causes? Probably not. But no matter what, it's not good giving him a platform that he's
No, I don't want to know who else can sign.
because that's all you need.
No, we don't want to
Power
know.
by bothering to see what they're saying. And is Kanye evil for letting these things happen? Personally, I don't think so. Some people with a platform just need to understand truly how powerful and how dangerous their influence over others is. But now you know. The new Ant-Man trailer is here, and it looks... My feelings are complicated. On the one hand, the quantum realm visual effects look
How does it look at that?
Janet's death and Kang the Conqueror is amazing. Love this guy.
Yeah, it's indigo. You.
But also, have you ever had somebody that you really loved and then they go on heart and hurting, but you move on, heartbreak again, until you get more and more heartbreak, until you're just not sure if you get your feelings.
You're getting timed out for being here.
Also, my experience with the MCU. Don't worry about the part growing in. But with Marvel, after Thor and Doctor Strange, I'm cautiously optimistic. Specifically, can't raise my hopes any higher. And I love how Bill Murray was just tossed in there, no explanation. But let me know what you think in the comments. Now that the new Ant-Man trailer is...
86K what?
The new Ant-Man trailer is...
86K what?
Where did carving jack-o'-lanterns originate from? Well, it actually comes from a myth a long time ago. There was a man named Stingy Jack, and he wasn't exactly a saint, but he was pretty smart. So one cold night, he managed to trap the devil somehow, and would only let him go if the devil promised to never let him go to hell. Slyly, the devil agreed, but when Jack died, he was turned away from heaven. Since he couldn't go up or down, Jack was forced to wander the world as a ghost for eternity. But wait! The devil, as a sign of sympathy, gave Jack a glowing turnip to light the way on his journeys. People picked up the tradition and carved scary faces into their turnips.
Oh, 86,000 seconds.
And now, just for fun. Now you'll never wonder where Meta just announced their newest VR headset, and this is terrible. No one's gonna buy this. The appeal of the Oculus Quest is that it was
Indigo, stop joining on your alt.
People that wanted a little more power, they would just swing for the valve index. But this is just... Nope, VR's dead. Not to mention the extensive metaverse.
You know, fan-made Cyber will probably just tie you out
I love
anyways.
VR. I have a Quest 2, Half-Life Alyx is a masterpiece, but man, I really hate to see this stuff happen. But that's what's up now that...
Not worse than a certain someone, but
What's
like,
the best
don't
movie
pass
of
all
all
over.
time? It's not what you'd expect. Well, if we're going off of a monetary gain, it's these movies.
Hey, joke is
Definitely
pretty.
not 100%. So, what is? While many cinema scholars have the opinion that such classics as 2001: A Space
goofy
Odyssey
ass
or Citizen Kane
fucking
are the top-notch
lucky.
filmmaking, with Citizen Kane actually got a 100% rating on Rotten Tomatoes until very recently. An review was found from the mid-1900s that was actually negative, dropping down the score. So what's higher? For a while, the best-rated movie in the entirety of film history was Paddington 2. This movie about a CGI bear in a city did better than Citizen Kane, but eventually it got knocked down and... What? Okay, apparently there's a whole long list of movies that do have 100%, but the one with the highest praise is Toy Story. Honestly, I'm not fucking close. I have posters of them hanging in my room. I think this is proof that we can't entirely just depend on what distinct this movie is. I'm telling you.
You stop seeing Ugly Lucky. Don't wanna see Ugly Lucky.
Twitter? Elon Musk finally got Twitter. Here's the changes he's already made. CEO and CFO gone. Entire board of directors gone. All of the Twitter coding employees gone and replaced with his own. And not only this, but he's beginning to uncover secrets that
Why did he literally fire everyone? As soon as he was CEO,
also
fired everyone.
Twitter headquarters. It's a new age of social media. We're one of the biggest pushers of free speech is now in charge of one of the biggest media platforms in our modern day. Now you're updated on changes. Japan's Santa Claus is actually Colonel Sanders? Christmas is here. It's November 1st. What's Christmas
Oh
like?
god, we're doing recovery
Well, of course,
right
many
now.
different religions
Indigo, don't text you. Don't text here or I will continue diving you after that. I'm a pin.
Lots of
I need a
lights. By
pin
far,
for
the
that.
best version of Christmas has got to be Japan. While they share a lot of the same values, with family and spending the New Year together, it's also now widely spread tradition that their meal of the season is KFC. The entirety of Japan eats KFC for Christmas. Apparently, there are 1,000 statues of Colonel Sanders in Japan.
That's all
insane.
right.
That's more
Goddamn.
statues than I have subscribers on my main channel. But now you know the crazy
Hey,
fact
that channel.
Japan Santa Claus is Twitter's dying! So pretty much the whole world knows that Elon Musk has decided that he's going to start selling the verified check marks in a subscription-based format, $8
Yep.
a month. My girlfriend was like, oh, does he have enough money? That's not the point. He's doing this in order to destroy the class system on Twitter. And there's a lot of problems with it. How are we going to tell who's actually verified and who's an imposter? I don't know. How are we going to separate celebrities before comments on issues? We won't. The guy who makes the Minecraft music thinks this is clown behavior. You know what? It's a win-win either way. Musk will find a way to make Twitter a non-toxic platform. Finally,
No, never did that. Yeah, Twitter is not dead. Twitter is not dead.
Subject, why not follow my Twitter? I've literally never posted on it, but I'll leave it at my YouTube channel. It's deleted
She
after
actually posts on it.
Apparently,
Yeah.
that's the way things
Twitter's
work.
just
But what are
dumb.
your thoughts? Now
It
that
kind of
Twitter's
is.
dying, Twitter's dying. Back to the features. Michael J. Fox wants a Crow Marty McFly for the reboot. Revealed on Entertainment Tonight, MJF said that he didn't expect a reboot.
Twitter
And
is
the same goes
fucking
for Christopher
stupid.
Lloyd, both acknowledging they're no longer fit to continue the adventures of Doc and Marty. However, Fox said that if there was to be a reboot, he thinks that a Crow Marty McFly would put a nice spin on the tale. And okay, sure, representation, but I'm not so sure a girl going back in time and her dad having a crush on her would fly well, especially in 2023. Hey, I'm a massive Back to the Future. I even have the vinyl. Collect vinyl. Shut up. I know a reboot sounds good, but
Why?
This classic along. Or you stop
They
on.
go eat Doritos with dynamite. That's
Back to the
the
Future,
best
Michael J.
thing.
Fox. Who's my favorite subscriber?
Yes, they exist. Whoa.
But there are a few of you that make my day just a little brighter and have the ability
Yeah.
to make me. Here's a few. Mr. Gorton and Speedy
Yeah.
here with their joyful comments from a long time
Actually,
ago.
kind of
Riker
agree.
is a real one, and this is a funny one. Riker Awesome Sonic said
Like, there's dumb shit.
to keep up the cool assuming
But it's also a lot of
I
bots.
always like to add a funny option for you jokers out there, and this group really played into it. I always like to add a funny
Wait, what was that?
good work, but yeah, I Google all this stuff. I mean, in my polls, I was like,
Ah, I cannot read
add a
that.
funny option for you
I can't feel my legs and the walls smell purple.
jokers
Yep.
out there, and this group really played into it.
Maybe it's
And then on the post where I talked about burnout, these guys come in with, oh, we have
it's
the meat.
it's Dorito's version of
This
talking.
man made me more motivated than anything when I was 10K, and when I made my animation day post, this guy had me rolling, saying the top one looked like it was flexing, and yeah, I totally see it. But above all, Sammy
It
Boy
does,
is my
though.
favorite. Comment on this one.
Why is it
Whenever
like
he comments, I
that?
end up just smiling. And he subscribed to my main channel, and that always makes me like anybody a little extra. And hey, I'll do
Damn,
more
you
on
gained
this.
100
Make sure you keep
subscribers
comments
from
coming
this
in,
shit.
and maybe you'll be featured next time. But now you know. Who's Mike? There was a canceled Plants vs. Zombies game that was just leaked, and it looks absolutely stellar. The game would have focused on a human protagonist and his plant friends as they made their way through hordes of zombies and time travel. And it would have been a story-driven adventure game made in this earth. You would have been able to cycle through a pea shooter for range attacks, a sunflower to light the way, and a chomper for outdoor melee. The game was codenamed Project Hot Tub, but was canceled around 2016 in favor of a Star Wars game, which also then got canceled.
Why? What's the point?
So bad. But what do you think now that we
Why does Riggy look like Clone Riggy?
absolutely stellar?
I don't know.
Human protagonist and his plant friends.
Genuinely, I don't
Mickey
know.
Mouse stole the fame of somebody else. Everybody
Yep,
knows
Oswald.
Mouse. Do you know about the character that could have taken his place? While Walt Disney was just starting out, he was actually working for Universal Studios and was creating cartoons starring his flagship character, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Yep.
Oswald cartoons are
Oswald.
years of the Mickey Mouse ones. Aside from the audio thing,
Ozzy. Oswald. Ozzy. Oswald.
and most of his team. Disney was heartbroken, but ended up creating a new character from a mouse he saw running
Mickey
across his
Rats.
desk, and voila, the
Ha.
rest is history. Welcome to Oswald. Disney actually reclaimed the rights to the character around his 80th birthday by trading him for a sports newscaster. While he wasn't playing the 2010 Wii game Epic Mickey, one of my all-time
Epic
favorites,
Mickey.
and even a small little gas station in California Adventure, but that's about
DMM is better.
the Lucky Rabbit. And even wanted my future kid to be named after him, but my girlfriend said no. Maybe it's not. But now you know the story of how a company just lost billions of dollars because of Twitter. Part 3 of the Twitter drama coverage. Sorry, but this is just hilarious. Eli Lilly and Company is a major manufacturer of insulin. For you kids out there, it's a shot that regulates blood sugar levels so you're less likely to have a heart attack. And someone used and abused the paid Twitter blue checkmark and tweeted this, that the shot was now free. And because of that, the company's stock price plummeted. This caused Musk to reevaluate the checkmark and put a pause on any new applications. Oh my gosh. Not to mention how much money this is costing him, apparently coming in way profits. Okay, listen, I don't want to lose my spot in Elon's rocket launch, but this is terrible.
Be honest.
What? Disney scared millions of children? Okay, follow me for a second.
What?
1963, Walt Disney creates the Enchanted Tiki Room.
What the
meant to
fuck
spread
did
joy
Disney
and fun
do?
to families and kids alike. In 1977, Nolan Bushnell,
Backstreet
inspired by
tries to
Tiki
dance
Room,
like the crew in
manufactured the idea of
McNutt's
a restaurant
Clubhouse.
featuring singing animatronics, found Chuck E. Cheese to spread joy to families and kids alike.
Oh,
Fun
my
fact,
bad.
Chuck E. Cheese
Oh, no.
Fast forward to 2014, an American video game developer, Scott Cawthon, becomes inspired by the franchise, as well as multiple rude comments made to him on his previous game, and voila! One of the scariest video games was born to give millions of children nightmares, including
During the
technically the
Adobe
creation of
episode.
FNAF can be traced all the way back to Walt Disney, albeit indirectly. Makes you think. But now you know how. The best Thanksgiving of all time? Many of you know this story, but just in case, I'm telling it here to share the joy.
Oh my god, Ricky has eye color. I didn't realize that. He has eye color.
What she didn't know is that he had recently changed his number. Instead,
Whoa.
she messaged Jamal Hinton,
Whoa.
high school senior at the time. They quickly figured out the mistake, but he asked if he could come anyway, and she said yes. That's what grandmas do. Feed everyone. It's been 7 years, and the tradition has persevered, even through Grandma Wanda's husband's sad passing. But still, this is a heartwarming tale that everyone should know. Happy Thanksgiving. But now you know what is definitely cereal before or after the milk. One of the age-old questions. We all have our own answer, but what does the
That
fact
is-
say? Well, there are
Yeah,
two points.
he has
First off,
3
sex
eyes.
density. Cereal
But
is
his
easy for her.
nose is
No
still
meat.
filled.
Whichever ingredient is is added first determines what will take up the most surface area in the ball.
That's awesome. I don't think that doesn't have a shadow.
As well as practically, as cereal takes up more room in your stomach than milk. Okay,
Yeah,
so
there's no shadow.
the right answer, ball first, gang. And hey, if you like stupid things like this question, I made a video all about getting banned by the government from driving a car.
Oh yeah,
I don't like driving, so I'm going to film my driver's test in the worst way I possibly can.
oh yeah.
Comment to the description and watch the video. But now you know the answer to
He
the
still
question.
uses that description format.
Was really made by Coca-Cola. Everybody knows Jar Jar Giant known for breaking and entering every year, but where did this design come from? What I mean is that nobody can see it because it's so
Add that
fast.
stuff to the rig.
The first early depictions of Santa come from one Thomas Nast, an artist during the Civil War who's actually known for making the Republican elephant and Democratic donkey. But he also made early versions of Santa, although they were used for propaganda, which is
Mr.
why
PowerPoint's already making that.
Santa
I
is
forgot.
anyway. But the modern version of Santa we know today was actually popularized by the Coca-Cola Company, and it worked to an insane degree. I mean, even I want a Coke when I see this guy, and I don't even like it.
His nose becomes half transparent soon until the ring is stuck.
You know the answer too. Was Santa Claus really made by...
Yeah.
Why do all old cartoon characters wear gloves? Mickey Mouse, Bugs Bunny, Woody
Because,
Woodpecker, and
yes.
Tommy Cat all have white hands with gloves. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. The early days of animation had a lot of characters with white hands because all of their films were in black and white, as color wouldn't come about until 1932.
Black and
Disney's
white
Power of the
radio.
Streets, the first cartoon to win an Oscar. But all the characters could be seen much easier on the ink backgrounds or normal backgrounds with white gloves.
Whoa.
Black characters today, like Betty or Cuphead or My Rabbit Monkey, still have them. Well, just a reference to the golden days of animation.
My rabbit the monkey.
Now you know. Why do all old
Now I don't know. I don't know
their
this.
CEO and replaced him with an old one. Following a large drop in the stock prices of Disney over the years, they finally decided to drop
Mine
their
don't
CEO
have
Bob Chapek.
gloves.
We're
Yeah.
during a large downfall of bad decisions that were
Yeah.
entirely his fault, but also he's definitely not blameless. Believing animation is only for kids, which I strongly
Cyrus
disagree
doesn't
with.
have
You two please.
gloves.
Let's brought back Bob Iger, who, if you didn't know, led Disney to buy Star Wars, Fox, Marvel, and Pixar. So basically, this
Geo
guy
Bunnies
pioneered
and
Disney
Danno
for royalty,
style.
aside from, you know,
Oh.
but now you know why. Disney just fired their CEO. Mario is a murderer? Mario is and has always been Nintendo's flagship golden boy. Just like Mickey Mouse, he represents their whole brand and has to be a good guy.
Well,
Now
also
Mario
changed
grabs
the
Kingdom Battle
status
allows
of
players to do
Kirby.
something terrible as a
I
reference to
don't
Mario's
really care.
past. In Super Mario 64, there was a mission to return a baby penguin to its mother to get a star. Then you could drop the baby
Oh my
penguin
God,
off the
Squeaker.
boy, making the mother lose it forever and still collect the star. After all these years later, now
They
the
canceled the
Mario
Owl House
will allow you to do the
Owl
exact
House
same
for
thing.
an alpha is forward and alpha is right.
But now you know why. Humans hacking our brains? You already know that our
Nose is still filled.
Why? And what does it really mean? Our entertainment is getting more and more direct, which means we're getting more and more impatient. Just get to the point. You can see this in transitions of long-form YouTube videos to now shorts thanks to TikTok. And even looking at past forms of entertainment, we can see that Friends had 121 jokes an episode with all this filler and no dialogue and laugh tracks, whereas a more modern comedy like The Office has around 160. And now the most popular comedies, Rick and Morty and Family Guy, have joke averages that's just insane. And the pacing is off the rails.
Add that to the rig.
Watch 12-minute videos. Shorts, I'm part of the problem, and I'm sorry. But now you know how. YouTube is hacking
Okie
our
dokie.
brains? Avatar stole its story. It's surprising to me
What?
how people don't know this, but Avatar isn't an original story at all. Here, listen. Man and army want land of natives for resource, but one man falls in love with the native and understands their ways, and they turn on the oppressive. Okay, now let me tell you the story of a small little movie from 1995, Pocahontas. Man and army want land of natives for resource, but one man falls in love with the native and understands their ways, and they turn
Hello,
on the oppressive.
Pure
Avatar was
Philip.
created simply to tell the story of the oppression of the natives, just with pretty trees, blue cat people, and blue birds. But seriously, it's a great movie that puts a modern spin on
I don't
classic
know.
tale. And one could argue every story's been told before.
He's Fewer Philip. I don't know.
Now,
I don't know what's
the
going
best murder mystery of all time was made by the same man that ruined Star Wars, but there's a twist. The sequel just came out, and not enough people are talking about it.
Ruined
In
Star
2019,
Wars.
Knives Out was released to critical acclaim, calling it one of the best movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend it. But I just got out of the theater watching Glass Onion, the sequel, and let me tell you, it was great.
Book
This has gotta be the best
animations.
sequel since
Book
Back to the Future 2. It
animations.
manages to do everything the first one did,
What?
and it builds on it, to a point where I left the theater
The
shocked.
Book
How is
Ben?
the same person that made The Last Jedi
This is not
made
Book
this?
Ben.
So I kind of have a soft spot for that movie too. But now you're updated on how the best Is The Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween or a Christmas movie? Finally answer.
Both.
First, have you ever been scared by a Christmas movie?
It's not
No,
both.
besides the scene in a Christmas
But
story.
guy, is that you?
What movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas movie?
Oh, what is that question
Even
mark?
if it's not
You?
horrifying, it's scary on the same level as Coraline, which also has snow in it. What? Just kidding. The director said Halloween, so there's your answer. But I made a poll and the majority said both, so the answer is who cares? Find in the comments. But now you know.
I'm not with Ben, he's my pal. I could assume that.
This is insane, but it's real. Michael Jackson apparently approached Stanley and said that he would do anything to be Spider-Man, even when his parts offering to buy the character.
No, he's not. You're Indigo. You're Indigo, SB show.
Trying to be Professor Xavier. Oh my gosh. Yes, Mr. He wanted to be Spider-Man. It's insane to think about the fact that the King of Pop was almost one of the most popular superheroes.
We ban SB show. By ban, I mean time him out.
The new Guardians of the Galaxy trailer just dropped, and ooh, this is gonna hurt like a mother. There's a lot of cool things about this trailer, like Lily the Daughter, Rocket Raccoon's girlfriend, makes an appearance, as well as Will Poulter's Adam Warlock. You recognize him from this meme. But what's most concerning is the character death. We already know this is most likely Drax, Dave Bautista's last film in the MCU, making him a very likely character. But one that seems most concerning is the end of Rocket. We're getting a lot of focus on him in the trailer, including a look at his younger self. And also
What the hell was that? Wow.
This is gonna hurt. But overall, this is the first Marvel movie I've been excited for in a long time. And also, I can't wait to add a bunch more classic songs to my favorites playlist. But what do you
Gay.
think now that
That's okay, that's wild.
Disney is banning people who try to make babies at their park? Why is this a thing? Apparently, there are people who strategically
being
plan
blocked
when
right
they'll
now.
decide to do it at Disneyland, where they
You're mad.
immediately get
What?
kicked out of the park. I've been to
Huh?
Disney's backstage hospital. It's not a fun place. But why do they do this? Well, apparently, there's a rumor that if you give birth to Disney, your kid becomes a Disney baby and gets a lifetime pass. No! Disney is way too greedy for that. This is along the same lines of those freaks that dump people's ashes in rides like the Haunted.
Jordan!
Well, your grandma just got
It's
swept away in a
Jordan!
vacuum
And
sent to the dump.
Ricky's
Now
father!
you know the insanely weird reason why Disney is finally likes to get to the center of Tootsie Pop. We now sort of
Wait.
have it. Disney is banning people who try to.
Okay. I thought that was the top. No. It's a freaking Disney hat thing. Ricky's mom? What?
Studies have been started based on this one question. While computer-generated simulation calculated around 1,000 licks, multiple student trial
Let
tests,
yourself.
yes, actual people sat down and licked these for hours, came up with an
Why?
average of. Well, it's complicated. One study says 861, while the lowest average is 364. Other numbers claim 678, but the average of all the
No.
averages to the best of global research is 480. But honestly, it seems the conclusive answer is that it changes per tongue and per pop. But I guess that's the closest answer we'll ever get to.
Oh my, wait, he is a filled-in logo.
Old School Sonic is back. So Sonic
Oh my god, no, he's gonna go insane.
What we should care about is how
He's
insane
insane
Sega
over
is going with
this
the advertising for it. I miss old school game ads like Mario and Luigi Dream Team or these
You need to cry, guys.
Sonic was
Just
on
realized
a
that.
whole other level. In the 1980s, every Sega commercial would end with and now finally, with Sonic Frontiers, Sega comes out with Sega! Look at this show! Say what you want, but I'm glad that Old School Sonic is back. This Wednesday, getting a
That
season
doesn't
2
mean
of
old
Talking
school
About
Sonic
Great
is back,
Wednesday.
does it?
Oh, it's awesome, it's trending show.
It's just that old school Sega is back, is it not?
But I'm happy to say that Wednesday is fantastic. But are they making a season 2? The door was definitely
Oh,
left open
are
for
they?
it, and it's getting the numbers. But the problem is, the show's leading creative Tim Burton
Animations and FNF songs. I also work on I have a team or to say a studio where we upload FNF songs.
Well, even if they're not able to get back Burton, I'd say it's pretty safe to assume Netflix is going to make a season 2 no matter what. As a result of the show's
Yeah,
popularity.
they did.
Seriously though, the Painted Black remix was so cool, and the dancing scene was epic. But did you like the show? Did you too wonder?
I did not watch
Obsessed
Tuesday.
with the Smash Brothers cinematic universe. Everybody seems to want a cinematic universe starring Mario, Detective Pikachu, Sonic, and possibly Link. And everybody assumes that since we've got all these movies, the Smash Bros. One isn't that far-fetched, even if they're all in different styles. But why, aside from Marvel's poison of our movie culture making us all zombies, thinking everything has to be a connected universe? In 2008, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was released with one of the most fantastic game modes ever, the Subspace Emissary. It shared a story of all these characters coming together, and everyone loved it, even though there was no dialogue. But would it work as a movie? Who's to say? I think Hollywood can make a movie out of anything. Maybe not good movies, but they can make a movie out of anything.
I don't think they would do that, though. I don't think they would ever do such a thing. To enough terrorizing? Okay. Stop terrorizing people, Dingleton.
ride about a guy throwing himself out a window? No, I'm serious. There's a theory that they made a ride about somebody exploding into place,
It's a
getting lost,
Disney
going
theory.
crazy, and then throwing
Me
themselves
and
out a
Book Ben are
window.
working on a mod called Object versus Evil, but it got a new name, Friday Night versus Evil. Dingleton Pale, obviously. Dingleton Pale.
Yeah, obviously this is a deep Disney secret, but now you know how.
I don't
Wonder
know
Woman is
how.
gone.
I
Aquaman
don't
gone.
know.
Batman untouched for now. Black Adam 2, Man of Steel 2, we have no idea. This is all part of James
He
Gunn's
still has a
record
broken
driving
nose.
movies into
Why?
One of his friends plan to lead the DCEU into greatness, and yeah, they need it. I genuinely believe there's nothing else.
Oh my
that can
god,
save this
Family
except
is
for
back.
wiping a reset, so I think they're heading in the right direction. Besides a few good movies.
Time you for 10
Seconds.
seconds.
Guardians, I'm excited to see what he can do with the most popular comic book characters of all time. Maybe don't be too speedy in the mental health checks of your actors. See what I did there? But now you know. A famous actor was named after a Marvel character?
I hit it back up for a second.
Disney just ruined their newest... A famous actor was named after a Marvel character? Seriously, a famous A-list actor.
I'm going to sleep now.
Has a
Bye.
last name that he said was
Okay.
inspired by his favorite superhero. A lot of people know that Nicolas Cage's real name is actually Nicholas Coppola. He's the nephew of the legendary filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola. However, to avoid the accusations of nepotism, he changed it, and for a new name, he decided to take the name of his favorite Marvel character, Luke Cage. And I think that's pretty cool. If I had to change my name to one of my favorite superheroes, it'd probably be Danno Strange or Danno Quill. But that's how. A famous actor.
Wait.
Wonder Woman is gone. Aquaman gone. Batman untouched for...
Okay.
A famous actor was named... Disney just ruined their
Okay.
newest film. While Disney's been on a pattern of reusing IPs recently, since they know they'll make money with no risk, they've had little focus on telling new stories, which is definitely the circumstances around the newest film, Strange World, are interesting. to say the least. Disney actually decided to lower their advertising focus on Strange World because they thought it wouldn't do well, since it's a brand new story from Disney Animation. But in doing this, they kind of ruined the movie, since nobody knew about it. Of course, no one's gonna see it if you don't advertise. So now they're most likely even more worried that making new projects just isn't working. There's also a bunch of politics surrounding the movie, but in the words of the great Chadwick Boseman, we don't do that here. But now you know how. Disney just... What is this creature? All of you
Oh my
have seen
god!
most of my animations.
Finally
What
introduces
exactly
us
is
to
it?
him.
Well, I'm settling it once and for all. He's a rabbit monkey. He's gone through a lot of iterations before settling on the final design, but I'm happy with where we ended up. He says he's so thankful that all of you enjoy his acting.
Hey, you did not settle on the final design. One, there's no shadow, and two, the nose is still filled
I'm
in.
thinking a grab key, a money, a mabbit, maybe Rabby. And what about his name? I'm thinking something with an R, like Ricky, Ricky, or Rabby again. Comment below what you think. But now you know the answer to the question.
Jenny
What
still
is
wants a
this?
raise.
What happens to my channel if I take a break from uploading? Well, let's take a look. Last week I kind of got on a roll, with every video of mine getting at least 100,000 views. And
Oh,
short, much needed.
you actually picked up.
But it's okay, I'll just stay on a roll with another few days in a row, and hopefully my channel will recover, right? Yeah, this hurts. You all can probably tell I'm not like the normal shorts creator. Every single one of my videos takes quite an extensive amount of hours to edit, and honestly, it's not something I can keep doing over and over again. But I'm kind of trapped. It feels like I'll never make it.
He said the same thing in Toon Turf. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm
Basically.
appreciative for the insane amount of growth I've had over the past few months. So, you know, it's just kind of
Oh
hurts. I
yeah!
have this constant fear
The
of,
guy
will I recover
when
from it?
he
And
was
then it's like tonight, I
vandalizing
have a
shit.
super ambitious video planned that I just
Yeah, what
couldn't do.
were
But hey, if you're watching a lot, I appreciate it. Subscribe and maybe share it
Matt it.
a little bit on your
Now,
time.
I'm my That is a horrible impression. My sister's a Mabbit.
But now you know. What happens to my... Pokemon is replacing Ash Ketchum? Ash has been at the forefront of the Pokemon brand for a long time now. It's the star of most of the TV and movie adaptations, except for this year. But now he's getting replaced by a girl named Go? It's definitely tragic to see this hero retire, as in my mind he's one of the childhood greats. I just hope they keep the wordplay of the character name, because Ash Ketchum had to catch them all, so hopefully this new character Go has... Pokemon Go, I get it. But now you've got the scoop on how Pokemon is replaced... Dude Perfect is making a theme park? You heard me right. Apparently not only is Mr. Beast great at taking the term YouTuber to the next level, but now Dude Perfect is making history by being the first YouTuber to make
And now Mr. Beast had a theme park.
Dude Perfect World, the gigantic sports theme you can make your own world. Records, pull off awesome trick shots, or just have plain fun. The project has been in development for 2 whole years, and they finally revealed it on December 17th.
How long did
Oh
it
my
take for
gosh,
them
this
to
was
release
amazing. It
this?
looks kind of like Top Golf on steroids.
I don't even
Right
know.
now they're in the process of searching for a city to put it in, and apparently multiple cities have expressed massive interest. This is seriously insane. But now you know how Dude Perfect is making a Why is there so much Family Guy on the internet? Well, the reason is pretty simple. Family Guy was designed with a modern audience in mind, meaning that the show's creator, Seth MacFarlane, understood one, the internet's love for dark and taboo humor, and two, incredibly short attention span. So with this in mind, he made the very amazingly popular show
This is why this shit
Family Guy,
exists.
and with it came an incredible number of cutaways and self-contained jokes, making it perfect for clipping an internet video. And in fact, it's funded all of YouTube Shorts at this point, and please subscribe, I can't compete with them, please, sorry, but now you know. Why is there so much?
Now I do not know.
100,000 subscribers, the best Christmas gift I've ever got. I started YouTube back in 2015, and back then I sounded like this. I've uploaded at least one video every year since then, and I've definitely changed.
Yeah.
In fact, the first appearance of my rabbit monkey was just over a year ago on this whiteboard. But I started this channel just 3 short months ago. I said, okay, just one last one. And now, here we are. And I am forever thankful. And hey, I'm uploading more videos now. Be sure to check out my main channel, my daily spam channel, my depression channel, and I'm just thankful that you're here.
The daily spam channel fucking died. It doesn't exist anymore.
With a total of 100,000 Disney is bringing back Mickey's dead brother, and they've got big plans for him. You already know how Mickey Mouse stole the fame of somebody else. If not, I'd be linked in the comments. Finally, after all these years, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is back, and Disney seems to be showing him some love. First, we got their first hand-drawn short in years, and I didn't want to get my hopes up, so I just assumed that was all. But no! Now he's appearing in billboards and in a partnership with Da Vinci, a well-known fashion brand, and some employees from Disney itself have said there's love within the company for the Lucky Rabbit. It's a bright future ahead for Oswald fame. If you want some luck yourself, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. I'm sorry, that was a joke. But that's how. Disney is bringing
Don't do
back
that.
the
Scoopy.
Penguin movie that stole an Oscar.
Oh my god.
Squeaky
Won an Oscar
boy.
for Best Picture over Cars. And objectively, is the movie better? Who's to say? It was definitely slightly more original, considering Cars stole Sword from Hollywood. Disclaimer, I love the Cars franchise. It's part of my childhood. But anyway, here's the problem.
Same. I watched that shit in the hospital when I was 6 years old. I've watched it more times than that, I swear.
Well, they didn't take the Oscar back. They did make a new rule. To win in the category, motion capture could be used as the main source of animation. While motion capture is an incredible art form and is brilliant at capturing an actor's performance, except for these movies, Pixar's animation took thousands of countless hours working on every single frame, and it's not fair to be put to battle against mocap. But now you know the story of the Penguin. Could Disney's Ratatouille actually happen? Is it theoretically possible for 1, a rat to learn to cook, 2, human hair to act as puppet strings through your brain, and 3, could it happen in carrots? Well, here's the results of my 30 minutes of Google research. 1, rats are pretty smart and actually apparently empathetic, being more intelligent than rabbits, gerbils, and guinea pigs, and their levels of intellectual ability is why they're used so often in studies to help scientists understand human behavior. 2, could rats control humans? Maybe not with hair pulling, but the closest we can get to, say, mind control is EEG technology. I'm not trying that. Which measures electrical activity in the brain. But we're quite a few ways away from mind control. But the most important question, 3, could it happen in pairs? Well, to answer this question, we first need to find out exactly how smart the rats are in pairs. Since I don't know anyone in France, I decided to travel there myself. I came all the way here. I don't see any rats. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I think this movie might be fake. But now you know.
Yeah, I think it's animated. I don't think it's
Is
real.
Johnny Depp back as Jack Sparrow? Well, it's complicated. Earlier they had announced a reboot with Karen Gillan, Nebula and Jumanji, and Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, in an attempt to make an all-female version of Pirates of the Caribbean, since it worked out so well for Ghostbusters. And they had both expressed massive interest in the project, but recently both of them have backed out. And now there's multiple news sources seemingly every day claiming that Depp will be back, and the exact number of sources claiming he won't. During the Amber Heard trials, he said he wouldn't return to Pirates even if Disney paid him $300 million and 1 million alpacas. But he's also expressed immense love for the
That's a
character.
damn
Obviously,
lot.
we don't want him
God
back.
fucking
Most fans think
damn.
there's no series at all without Captain Jack Sparrow. So, who knows? But we still really don't know the answer to the question.
What is
Johnny
that
Depp back
question
as Jack-
mark?
Happy New Year's! Get ready for some big changes. But first, one of the most common New Year's resolutions usually have to do
Big
with
changes?
losing weight or being more healthy.
What?
I'm curious, what are yours? Comment below. My New Year's goal? Entertain you. Most creators would set a subscriber goal or a view goal by 2024.
Oh, percent buff
I'm
Fergie's
just happy with the audience I have. 100,000 is like a lot. So my New Year's resolution is just to make sure that you all enjoy yourselves. So whatever your resolution is, I wish you good luck and Godspeed. And I also hope you have a very happy New Year. Get ready for Disney stole an entire movie? You may know the story, but if not, buckle up. 1991, Michael J. Fox of Back to the Future fame stars in the romantic comedy Doc Hollywood, about a hotshot doctor who crashes into a small town, is sentenced to do community service, meets a veteran of his profession who teaches him some stuff, falls in love with the girl and the town, and decides to stay. Sounds familiar? Let me summarize 2006's Cars. Lightning McQueen, your hotshot racer, crashes into a small town, is sentenced to do community service, meets a veteran of his profession who teaches him some stuff, falls in love with the girl and the town, and decides to stay. Yep, pretty much the same, just without a piston cup. The movie got a lot of blowback for this, but in the end, we all remember Cars, and not a lot of people remember Doc Hollywood. Yeah, I know, it's technically Pixar, but now you know how. Disney stole an entire... There's a new Lego Portal set. We need to work together.
Oh my
You can support right now on Lego Ideas.
Oh my god! Finally, I've been waiting years for this moment. Yay! He finally has an outline on his nose.
All of you to go and support this idea seriously by clicking the link to the pinned comment in the description below.
Finally.
And share it with all of your friends. Go, go, go,
Riggy has
go.
been
I love
updated.
Lego nerdy things. Here's my Lego DeLorean. Wait, not that one. Here's my Lego DeLorean I just built for Christmas, and I'm so excited to start
Does
building
he
my
have a
Lego office set. I
shadow?
really
I
want this
don't know.
more. There's another amazing set earlier this year, but it ended up getting canned because not enough people knew about it. Don't make the same mistake, please.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
But now you can tell
But
literally everyone
maybe
that you
there
know
is
that
an
there's no
one.
Lego Portal set. We need to work together. Okay, it doesn't.
No.
This
I don't think there
rage-inducing
is.
penguin game is amazing. Recently, a brand new game was revealed called Bread and Fred. One, it's just adorable. Look at it. Two, it's infuriating. Remember getting over it with Ben and Lottie? It's that. Multiplayer, and I still love it. My girlfriend and I played it yesterday, and while we were terrible, it's still a great time. I'll post the link in the comments later today if you can get it on Steam. But now you know how. The Legend of Zelda movie is finally being reported on by major news sources. They claim their sources say that Nintendo is working with Illumination after their production of the Mario movie to make another cinematic adaptation of a popular franchise, The Legend of Zelda. And man, this would be so good. Imagine Hyrule animated in the same way the Mario universe was, with aspects of the game lovingly crafted into the scenery, us viewing the world through Link, the hopefully silent protagonist. I think it would be amazing. Personally, I'd love to start out with Majora's Mask with Twilight Princess, but whatever. I'll be excited no matter what. But what do you think? Now that
Does
The
Bro
Legend of
like
Zelda
not
movie is
speak or
fine.
something? I don't know.
Indiana Jones was inspired by a duck? That's right. George Lucas, creator of the character, stated that while Indiana Jones is technically just American James Bond, it was actually originally inspired by a comic he read as a child. In the original Donald Duck Disney comic strips in the 1940s, the character of Scrooge McDuck made his first appearance. Even though the creator had only meant for him to play a small part, fans loved him, and he even received his own comic years later. And yes, he's named after Ebenezer Scrooge from A Christmas Carol.
Ebenezer?
But now you know
I have
how.
an Ebenezer in my school.
Backroom survival tips? You don't know the backrooms aren't real, most likely. But just in case, here's a few tips to survive if you
Wait,
find yourself
what?
trapped. 1. Hug the walls.
Wait.
Stay close to the... Indiana Jones was inspired by... The Legend of Zelda movie is...
Oh my god, it started
Indiana Jones was
spinning!
inspired by a duck? That's
It
right.
started
George Lucas, creator of the character,
spinning.
stated that while Indiana Jones
Yes,
is technically
the
just
first
American
time
James
the
Bond, it was
graph
actually
paper
originally
started
inspired by a
spinning,
comic
y'all
he read
cannot
as a
see the
child. In the
comments.
original Donald Duck Disney comic strips from the 1940s, the character... Backroom survival tips? You don't know the backrooms aren't real, most likely. But just in case, here's a few tips to survive if you find yourself trapped. 1. Hug the walls. Stay close to them at all times. You may have to travel further, but you'll never get lost. 2. Red is bad. Walls lights turn around. 3. Stay quiet and listen. Your eyes will deceive you, but your ears are the most useful tools for staying safe. They'll let you know if there are others around, or when staying
Whoa,
quiet.
it's
Then
Jordan
there are obvious
again.
ones like using supplies sparingly and trying to find ways to no-clip back out. But remember, no matter what, to never ever. But now you're educated.
To
on
never
just
ever
you.
what?
Backrooms. What's with all the Waffle House comments? The Waffle House has found its new host. I'm so sick.
Johnny Razor.
Basically, Johnny Razor told his whole audience to gaslight the whole internet by commenting this on every video, which, yeah, it's kind of funny. But also, it's flooding every comment section. Interestingly, he said in the video
How
to just
fucking
give ideas
close
and then he
Ricky
announced the
commented
wording and
that.
start date on January 31st. It's the 14th and already the revolution has started, so safe to say it kind of is. He changed it now to where it stop on 31st. But man, this is crazy. I've read it too many times, and I'm sure all the comments on this video will say it over and over.
Yep,
again.
even
But
Riggy
now
said
you
it.
know. Trivia question. What actor connects Phineas and Ferb, Avatar: The Last Airbender, and Portal 2? And the answer is... D. Bradley Baker. He not only voices the famous secret agent semi-aquatic egg wingman with action, but also Momo the Leader in both Atlas and Peabody from Portal 2. He's been in a lot of movies and TV shows, including Handyman. Wow. But now you know the answer to this. Trivia question. What actor... Shaggy actors doing a FNAF movie? There have been casting rumors for the FNAF movie for as long as the film has been in production, which has been way too long. Many actors have been put forward in rumored castings of William Afton, the main murderer and basically main character of the franchise. Am I wrong? These actors have ranged all the way from Jack Black, which would have been cool, to Willem Dafoe, which would have also been way cool. But now two actors have finally officially been signed on to the project. Matthew Lillard and Josh Hutcherson, who's been known for his roles in Journey 2, The Rock, and The Hunger Games. But Matthew Lillard is especially interesting, hailing from not only his fame as the voice of Shaggy Rogers from The Mask of Forever, and even live-action Scooby-Doo until he was rooted in place, but also he has horror experience, being the main killer from the first movie in the Scream franchise. Spoilers for the 26-year-old. Anyway, honestly, I don't care who plays the murderer. I feel like he'll have 15 minutes of screen time no matter what, which would make me sad, but you know, I doubt they'll show an actual child killing on screen. Just like you should kill that subscribe button. No, I'm sorry, that was dumb. But now you got the scoop on how the Shaggy actors is doing a FNAF movie. Most underrated YouTuber. This person is not only an amazing animator, but she's also been underrated for a long time. She's done some amazing animations of the Dream SMP, and now
Why is the graph paper so slow? It's very slow in these older shorts.
She's been a friend of mine for a while, and go check her out. It's great content, bitch. All her videos are subscribed. Now you know who's most underrated. You know Puss in Boots is being cancelled by parents? Apparently they're saying the movie is too dark because of its main villain, Death, and they're cancelling and boycotting the movie for their children. Chill out, bro. Your kids aren't getting scared by this. Five Nights at Freddy's and Bendy and the Ink Machine and Pocket Playtime have been seen by practically every kid out there. But what do you think of all this? You know the strange reason that... You know Puss in Boots... Disney trivia question. This one may shock you. What do you think the evil queen said to her magic mirror? If you said mirror, mirror on the wall, you're wrong. It's actually magic mirror on the wall. Years of the Mandela effect and us in remembering this wrong. Magic mirror on the wall. Who's the best animator of them all? Dang. Although I kind of know. Now you know the answer to this. Disney trivia question. This one may shock you. What do you think? How much money do I make? The answer may shock you. Well, I made around 40 million views in the last 4 months and $0. Since I make shorts, there's no way to monetize them. Wait! Next month I'll be able to monetize my shorts, and YouTube just sent me an email about how much they think I'll make. I don't really have enough time to talk about it in a short though. Click the link in the description of the pinned comment to watch my full video about why I want to quit my job, and also looking at when I'll make enough money off YouTube to do it. Click the links to find out how much... Waluigi Peach almost existed. When Mario Tennis was first being made on the N64, Waluigi made his first appearance to be an opposite Luigi and partner of Wario. Mario already had a face-off with in Mario Land 2. But the creators of Mario Tennis wanted Peach to have a rival as well. And since they had already made Wario and Waluigi, a third character was considered, Waluigi, which was exactly what you think it is. It was literally just an evil, extremely weird-looking version of Peach. And Shigeru Miyamoto himself, the creator of Mario as a whole, had to come over personally and shut it down. Thank goodness he did, because this is a monstrosity. But now you know how... I don't like it. Straws bend. While they were invented in the 1930s...
I wonder, because they made a material that can bend?
They were popularized until the decades that followed, when hospitals began to use them so that patients could drink while in bed. You know what else sucks? The fact that you're not subscribed... I'm sorry. Now you know the useless fact about... What? Things you think are true, but definitely aren't. Kit Kat doesn't have a hyphen. Curious George has no tail. The Monopoly Man doesn't have a monocle. Craziest one of all, though, is the movie Tunes. Not Tunes. My Life is a Lie. Another insane one, you may think that you're subscribed, but you're actually not. Mind-blowing. Now you know the truth about things you think. Rick and Morty is growing. Rick and Morty is one of the most popular shows on television right now. Despite its insane fan base, it's managed to pull millions of viewers every season. But now that could all be in jeopardy because the show's co-creator, one of the main writers, and the voice of both Rick and Morty, Justin Roiland, has fallen under some serious allegations. And now his relationship with the network has been terminated. But apparently the show is
stop getting under allegations.
Listen, I have an emotional attachment to this show because it's the last thing that keeps my brother and I connected while he's in college. We hop on Discord every Sunday night when it's coming out, and we watch it together, and I'm genuinely scared to see it fall to pieces. My prediction is that it'll be like The Office. They'll try replacing the actors, imitating the writing, but in the end, it'll burn. But who knows? I hope I'm wrong when I say that Rick and Morty is ruined. Rick and Morty is one of the most
He was wrong?
M&M's
I don't know.
The company who makes M&M's just announced that the Smells candies are now all going on hiatus due to the controversy surrounding their recent change. The candies have been around since the 1950s, going through many changes over the years, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm sad to see them go just because the internet couldn't contain themselves. No more M&M's fearing for their lives, being strangely sexualized, or flat out stripping. But how do you feel now that the M&M's are gone? The company The original Kirby was weird. Not only was he originally yellow, but his original name was Twinkle Popo. Then Nintendo went off the yellow because they thought Donkey Kong was a copy of King Kong. They honored their lawyer, Jack Kirby, by naming the Pig Puff Ball after him. I'm happy with what we got in the end. I couldn't imagine our little guy being any other way. But now you know how. The original Kirby was weird. Not only was a real murderer who almost played the Terminator. Everybody knows that there's some roles that belong to a person, like Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow or RDJ's Iron Man, and most definitely Arnold's Terminator. Did you know that when Terminator was in the casting stage, O.J. Simpson was almost cast as Skynet's killer machine? But what's even crazier is the reason he ultimately wasn't chosen. According to Arnold himself, apparently O.J. wasn't believable as a killer. Oh my god! I know a lot of my viewers are younger and don't know about history, and there's nothing wrong with that. In case you didn't know, O.J. Simpson literally killed his ex-wife and her friend, Irene. Horrifying irony. Now you know how. A real murderer almost... Why is Green M&M hot? Well, back in the 1970s, there was a massive rumor that Green M&Ms helped couples during, sus time. And this rumor spread so much that they released a special Valentine's package just Green M&Ms for couples in need. I'm uncomfortable. But anyway, Mars played into this rumor because, hey, rumors are good for business. So when they designed the spokes candies, they gave Green M&M a very stylized look, and, I can't talk about this. Subscribe if you want, just don't bother asking. Why is Green M&M hot? Well, back I have been an artist, I'm gonna cry. It's just the simple fact that there are people out there that care enough.
That looks like Clone Reese, doesn't know.
Seriously, it means so much to me, you have no idea. This 100K1 is just fantastic. My art style is okay at best, and it affords me to see actual artists with real talent showing off their skills in these incredible ways. From now on, any fan art can be sent to dannocal.fanart@gmail.com, and I'll definitely be sure to show off in the future, because I want all of you to know just how much I appreciate it. But now you know why it's so amazing that I have been... Oswald's girlfriend was secretly replaced by Disney. Most of us know how Oswald the Lucky Rabbit is with Hortensia the cat.
Called green M&Ms. I'm gonna eat green M&Ms with you. Of fucking course.
And she was also a rabbit. However, after a few shorts, she mysteriously disappeared and was replaced with Hortensia the cat. However, interestingly,
Aussie, Mac is replacing you.
Also, I lied. Hortensia isn't Oswald's girlfriend. It's his wife. Yes, while Mickey's been dating me for around 9 years, Oswald actually made it in the end. But now you know how. Oswald's girlfriend... Avatar is stealing from Avatar? So Avatar 2 just came out and did insanely well.
Fuck you, steal from yourself.
Spider-Man No Way Home and the Force
How?
Awakens. So, of course, more sequels are planned. But here's the funny thing. This film was about the Water Tribe. The next film will reportedly be about the Fire Tribe. And oh my gosh, if you didn't know, Avatar The Last Airbender, the renowned Nickelodeon show, had 4 nations. Water, Earth, Fire, Air. At this point, it seems like they know what they're doing. They have to know what they're doing. Whatever, I'll just enjoy my kid's show. I'm sick of blue cat people anyway. But now you know how. Avatar is...
You.
People are canceling Mr. Beast for the dumbest reason ever. We already know how Mr. Beast cured the blind in his newest video, basically making him modern JC. But for some reason, a large portion of Twitter has a problem with him paying for a surgery that literally changed these people's lives. What's the deal? They complain how many greedy billionaires don't share their money. Finally, someone is, and they're against it. People think he's doing it for clout, and maybe a little bit because it's his job. But also, most people need to realize that whatever money he gets, he usually spends it on more projects just like this.
Does everything for fun.
Nobody cares about that. No. They all just think rich equals bad. What a dumb world we live in. But now we're just left confused as to why people are canceling Mr. Beast for the dumbest reason.
He does do good things.
We both wanted churches forever, or we always wanted one, but tragically never got taken here.
Does
Our parents and
everything.
never emotionally recovered. Sorry. Build-A-Bear just announced a new collection of 18-plus adult bears called Build-A-Bear After Dark. And, I mean, hey, it is almost Valentine's Day, so I guess this could be a unique gift. Seriously confused to approve this stuff. What frequent? Hey, let's make the teddy bears hot. Are you as weirded out by this as I am on finding a Build-A-Bear for adults? Disney's abandoned monster. There's an abandoned monster animatronic in Disneyland that was hidden in the park. Most of you know about Disney's Matterhorn bobsleds and Harold the Yeti. What you may not know is that back in 2015, the ride was redone. They actually replaced the Yeti animatronics inside the ride. But instead of scrapping the old Yeti, they actually saved him and put him in the Disney back rooms until 2017, when the Tower of Terror was shut down and renamed the Guardians of the Galaxy mission. Inside of Tom the Collector's Dwellings, he has a wide collection of weird blue light creatures, now including Harold, the retired Yeti, on a platform just before getting on the game. I even took a selfie with him last time I was there. It was pretty chill. Or, you know, now you can tell your friends about The internet just bullied Netflix and it worked. So basically, Netflix just announced their new regulations to counteract password sharing, including rules such as connecting to one internet connection.
What is this Jordan
Account
ripoff?
locked out, and you would need to contact Netflix. And obviously, this was horrible. I didn't even just finish making my video about it when literally today more news broke, where Netflix basically said, "Oopsie, that was an oopsie. We didn't mean to post that." It's fake. And this happened just after the internet had an outcry and their stock price dropped. So yeah, basically, just like the Sonic movie design change, the internet has won again. Go us. But now you know how. The internet just bullied. Why is it called Bluetooth? Well, it's actually based on an ancient king dating back more than 1,000 years. His name was King Harold, but his nickname was Bluetooth. Why are you asking? Well, it's exactly what you did. Harold possessed a dead tooth with a bluish black hue, and wait, hold on. How did the king get such a mean name as Bluetooth? That's like Captain Hook. Names about physical appearance cause a lot of trauma for people. He was a king. Couldn't he literally have just executed anyone who anyway? He was famous for uniting Denmark and Norway in 1988 and in 1996 when Intel, Ericsson, and Nokia all came together to form unite PC and cellular industry with a short-range wireless link, and they codenamed the project Bluetooth, and it ended up being also the logo of the merging of the Nordic moon with Harold's initials. And now you'll never wonder,
Oh my
why
god,
is
the
it called
shorts were a
Bluetooth?
spot though.
Where did Pac-Man come from? The answer won't shock you. Well, the designer Tony originally just wanted to make a game that didn't center around violence, like many of the future arcades. Tony instead spent the whole game avoiding the danger instead of facing it. Well, where did the design of the main character himself come from? Well, again, just where the creator himself said that yes, while he was out enjoying a pizza, the one missing slice looked exactly like the simple, charming character he was.
That's two missing
His
slices.
original name originating from the Japanese word
Yep,
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
But American developers changed it and feared that the name would result in people vandalizing it to say, hey, no, we're not showing it. Get out of the car, folks. But now you know. Where did Pac-Man come from? E3 is dead. If you don't know games, E3 is a yearly trade show where the greatest game studios and other companies display their newest developments in hardware and video games. And usually it's super epic and a big deal with giant displays and massive crowds. But recently it's been dying. A couple years ago, Sony became the first of the big game studios stepping out of the event, choosing instead to showcase things their own way. And now reports are saying that both Microsoft and Nintendo aren't coming either. Are you kidding me? Man, I just turned 18 last year. I'm so excited to finally go. With so many big companies choosing to do their own forms of news broadcasts, it looks like this once epic convention is becoming a thing of the past.
That's fucking crazy.
It's like the Super Bowl for gamers. Man, now you know why we're all afraid that the most famous computer virus back in the 80s
Crazy buddy.
1999, there was a fun little electro-powered demo, and his name, Bouncy Buddy. Bonsai Buddy? This little guy went to private lectures to say back then due to his similarity but ultimately superiority to Microsoft's Click, which many people found extremely annoying. Bouncy Buddy could play games, tell you jokes, and reply in his horrifying voice. But what went wrong? Well, he was actually a form of both spyware and adware, collecting users' personal data and giving them an insane amount of pop-ups and ads based on the information collected from them, also disguised as Microsoft Alert Window. Ultimately, the company was sued multiple times and ended up shutting down in 2004 because of a $75,000 fine for violating COPPA. But that's the tragic tale of the Click, which many people found extremely annoying. Bouncy Buddy could play games, tell you jokes, and reply in his horrifying voice. But what went wrong? Well, he was actually a form of both spyware and adware, collecting users' personal data and giving them an insane amount of pop-ups and ads based on the information collected from them, also disguised as Microsoft. Ultimately, the company was sued multiple times and ended up shutting down in 2004 because of a $75,000 fine for violating COPPA. But that's the tragic tale of the most famous. Toy Story 5, Frozen 3, and Zootopia 2 are all happening. Recently, Disney just confirmed all of these movies in a tweet, and people are upset. Frozen 3 was bound to happen because it's every little girl's favorite movie. Zootopia 2 is kind of cool, and Toy Story 5
That's
is useless.
happened.
We already broke the perfect trilogy with the fourth one, so why not
Toy
keep
Story
going?
5 is happening.
Disney no longer
I don't
believes in their
think
ability to
Frozen
tell
3
original
has
stories,
been
so they're
announced
relying on
yet.
ones to thrill the box
I don't
office. And
know.
while it's a little sad, a lot of people and kids will still be excited to see their favorite characters back from them. Comment what you think about the news that Toy Story what is No More January 31st? Mike Salcedo uploaded the first episode of No as a sequel/continuation to his 2022 series Alphabet. Basically, they were a bunch of short animations where he designed letters and characters, but suddenly a continued storyline formed when letter F turned evil and began attacking other letters until some teamed up and fought back, and it got really complicated. The internet loved it, as they do with most lore-related things, with the series getting over 211 million views as of recording this. So naturally, people were all over it when the creator Creator announced his new series, Number Lord, where one has now come from the future and kidnapped Ed.
Aren't they still on, like, number 5?
How did I get 200,000 subscribers?
How is he gonna get to
Honestly,
number
I
10?
have no idea. All I know is that I am incredibly thankful. These past few months have been insane with the support and care that you all have been showing. And now nearly every video I upload is getting around 100,000 views. Or more, by the way. Yeah, but
Ricky, he has a name. Oh my god, he has a name.
By a lot, but we'll always agree on one thing. All of you are the absolute best. So truly, thank you. I'll always be in shock and awe, and I may never understand the answer to the question, how did I get 200,000? Where did Valentine's Day come from? Well, that actually started off when we decided that soldiers shouldn't be allowed to be married, so they would be entirely focused on war. But St. Valentine started to officiate weddings in private. Eventually, he was found out that he
Just fell.
remembered him as a martyr of love, so he named the day of love Valentine after him. Also replaced the pagan holiday where they smacked women's teeth to make them fertile. Yeah, I don't know. But it's now evolved into a day where you can show your love. Let somebody know. But now you know. Where did Valentine's Day come from? We just got brand new news on that movie, including how many sequels are planned, and we got a look at the sign for the restaurant, and it looks pretty good, except for one thing, I'm mad about the gloves. Freddy doesn't have gloves, even if it doesn't change the movie at all, it personally disturbs me. But on top of that news, Matthew Lillard, the actor for the Purple Guy, and
just a
Rogers said in an interview that it was a 3-picture deal he signed. So are 3 more FNAF movies confirmed? No. Sometimes they lock actors into contracts just in case the movie is a success, but only the box office performance and time. Well, what do you think? Now that we just got brand new... My Singing Monsters is back. If you don't know, My Singing Monsters is a game on the App Store.
Why
Pretty
does
much
this
all you do is
exist,
select cute little monsters and try to form an amazing orchestra. And it was a massive part of my childhood back in 2012. But for some reason, the game
People
is having a
actually like
revival.
this
That's
game.
amazing. I spent whole days of my life playing this game, and I'm happy to see it gracing a new generation. If you just think it's a game for kids, yeah, you're right. It's really fun to waste your life on. But I was still shocked to see that My Singing Monsters is back. If you don't know, My Singing Monsters is a game on the App Store. Pretty much all you do is M&M's lied to us. Those candies aren't actually gone. It was a publicity stunt, and a lot of people actually saw it coming, since it got canceled right before the Super Bowl. But it seems like they took inspiration from the 2020 campaign, where Mr. Peanut died and was reborn at the big game, which was really weird, but hey, it worked. So many people were talking about how they killed off their mascot. Killing off a mascot got them popular? Maybe it'll get me attention if I... Nah, I'm kidding mostly. But now you know how M&M's lied
kidding
to us.
mostly.
Peter Pan is evil? So Peter Pan is a classic Disney movie and a childhood staple to many, but apparently Walt Disney didn't like the final product of Peter Pan because he thought the character was cold and unlikable, which is kind of fair. He kind of kidnaps kids and endangers them by letting them run wild on an island with pirates, but apparently this is the way he's supposed to be. As the original writer's intent was to make Peter out to be a sociopath, so it's an accurate adaptation, and many critics and fans of the books praise
Oh
it.
my
Nothing
god,
can be scarier than
still
once upon a time
using
Peter
the
Pan, though. Anyway, I still think it's
lucky.
strange that Peter... YouTube CEO stepped down. Susan Wojcicki has been the CEO of YouTube for nearly 10 years. And while there's been some questionable decisions made during her reign, removing dislikes, she still tried to be a pretty positive member of the community, staying up to date on what's been going on and meeting up with multiple YouTubers such as Matt Patton and Lovely. But now she's stepping down and being replaced with Neil Mohan, and I'm hopeful. He seems like he understands the internet pretty well, and the importance of individuals towards success in YouTube, as well as taking care of creators.
He also got AI age verification because of his name. Oh wait, no.
YouTube CEO stepped down.
Stupid.
Curse facts. McDonald's was naming their menu items all the way back in the 50s when the restaurant first opened. They decided to name the main burger after one of the founders. The founders of McDonald's were two brothers, Dick McDonald and Mac McDonald. And that's how we have the Big Mac. But we could have just as easily have been eating a big... Come back next time for more Curse facts.
Okay.
Mario and Pac-Man both had inspiration from an old cartoon. While obviously they're very different, except for both
Hate him so fucking
they actually pull inspiration from a famous cartoon from the time that a lot of people have since forgotten about. The cartoon, Popeye the Sailor. Pac-Man's power pellet that allows him to turn around and eat the ghosts is inspired by Popeye and his ability to eat a little bit of spinach and become instantly jacked. And as for Mario, the original Donkey Kong arcade game, Mario's first appearance, was actually meant to be a Popeye arcade cabinet. But since Nintendo couldn't control the rights to the licensing, they were forced to make their own original creations. And the
Why
rest
does
I
YouTube
just thought it was a
tell
cool coincidence
if
that
they're
Mario
just
and Pac-Man both had inspiration from an old
YouTube is just a Google
Jack Horner is
ad.
the best villain. Was the movie's Last Wish was one of the best animated movies of last year and had a lot of great things about it. But best of all had to be Jack Horner. For too long, animated movies have been giving us redeemable or understandable villains, but finally we've been given just a truly terrible guy, making him really refreshing and the best villain we've seen in a while. And it seems like the internet agrees, having having even more of an obsession with him than people are having with Goldilocks. I mean, genuinely, this guy had everything and just decided to be terrible. And also, I love all of the magic references. Yeah, but that's why Jack Horner is what's the most annoying meme in the world. Some may say it's the troll song, some may say it's the Ant Cat, but the true answer is definitely worse. This meme started in early 2018, along with kids eating Tide Pods and somebody touching my skin. This one conquered all. In question, no doing. Kill me.
We have way worse things.
So help me. But
We have worse.
the most annoying meme in the world.
We have way worse things than do you know the way now? Oh my god. Wait, let me check the comments. Okay, it's all from, yeah, it's all from 2 years ago. 6-7 is worse, Italian brain rot is worse. It's
Some may
just
say it's a troll
AI.
song, some may say it's the Ant Cat.
At
But the
least
true answer is
6-7
definitely worse.
originates
This
from
meme
a
started
real
in
person.
Netflix's real-life
Italian
game was a
brain rot is just
disaster, so Netflix had a new reality TV game show based on Squid Game, and whether or not they copied Mr. Beast, one thing's for sure, he did it a lot better than that. Because contestants on the show told IGN that they suffered inhumane conditions, insane working hours, 10 people collapsing on day one of filming, and people claiming it was rigged. My gosh. Although props to Netflix for creating an experience that was so true to the original show. You that experiences at all, but now you know how. The death of YouTube. So everybody's freaking out that June 30th may very well be the end of the internet as a whole because of a Supreme Court case calling into question YouTube's responsibility for promoting a particular group leading to an attack. And if the court decides to rule against YouTube, then the YouTube algorithm can be completely altered, and any hope of new content creators rising will be entirely destroyed. And YouTube would need to individually approve every single video uploaded and make sure it's all squeaky clean. Hopefully this will be like the whole COPPA thing that everybody freaked out about, but eventually amounted to nothing. But if not, well, sucks for me, just getting monetized and getting food 3 months later. Happy 18th birthday, YouTube. Sorry your party sucks. So we'll see. Hopefully we won't have to witness the death of YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube did not die.
Come from? Well, buckle up. Nearly a year ago, Will Orrick covered the song Cellophone by Twigs and turned it into a cover by Miss Piggy in a voice memo on Instagram. Someone then turned around and put the instrumental of the actual song over, and then another person used this instrumental version and put it over a dog video of a borzoi, a Russian breed that many people realize look like a lot of different things, including a slice of pizza, a pencil, etc. And then the sound got used all over TikTok, all over YouTube, and got millions and millions and millions of views because of one guy's dog video taking another guy's instrumental mix of another guy's voice memo of a singer's song. I love the internet. So now you know. Weird things that are a lot older. Shrek came out all the way back in 2001, over 20 years ago. The first Avengers movie came out in 2012, which was over 10 years ago. But Endgame was 4 years ago. But this one's the most insane. The Nintendo Switch and Fortnite are both 6 years old. If they were a kid, they'd be in first grade. Oh my gosh. Sorry to make you feel ancient by telling you about things that are a lot
I
older.
think they're even.
Fun fact you didn't know, Avatar The Last Airbender's Aang is voice acted by Pablo the Penguin from the 2004 kids show The Backyardigans. Yes, the same person who fought against the Fire Nation sings. Come back next time for more fun facts you didn't know. Avatar The Last Airbender's Aang. Where did the heart shape come from? We all know that a heart doesn't actually look like this, but instead it looks like you. So where did this shape originally come from? Well, despite Google saying it's based on a random plant, we don't actually 100% know. Many speculate it came from a peach or water lily leaves or human parts, but the best and most credible theory is that it slowly devolved into this shape with countless artists' depictions and paintings, going from this to this down to this general shape in the medieval century. And we've used it all the way since then. But now you'll never wonder, where did the heart shape come from? We all know that. Why do I always use this song? And no,
Oh my
it's
god,
not
it's his most popular short.
this song is Attack the Killer Queen by Toby Fox from the video game Deltarune Chapter 2.
Deltarune.
Kind of sequel to Undertale. I'm like an okay Undertale fan, but I'm a massive Deltarune fan. Want proof? Shazam! All of the vinyls, like $200 right there. And take a listen. You don't believe I didn't copy Mr. Beast? Well, the first short I used this song on was September 13th. Coincidentally, it was a short talking about Mr. Beast. But the Attack of the Killer Beast
Oh
song,
my
the
fucking
original
God.
upload came out 8 days later. So I'm not saying I'm the reason for the meme, but also stop saying Mr. Beast in my comment section because I was the original. Now you know.
I need
Why
to
do I
ban
always
the
use
word
this song? The first grocery
CR81.
store? Omega Mart is an artistic display disguised as a shopping center. And let me tell you, it's insane. When you first walk in, all seems normal until you take the time to actually read the products on the shelves, like these mammoth chunks or vegan goat puss. What? While the concept originated in 2009, the full scale wasn't realized until
What is
vegan
that?
goat.
Well, it's not spelled like vegan goat. Ah, yes.
While the concept originated in 2009, the full scale wasn't realized until a couple years later in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I've actually been there, and my brain melted. The inside is insane, and it feels like you've taken a couple mystery substances. For a moment, I finally understood Ricky's addiction. But now you know about the cursed grocery store. Is Minecraft dead? 99% of the people watching this video have definitely played Minecraft before, and despite your feelings on it, there's no denying that it's a massive part of our world today. But is it really dead? Well, what I mean is that it's died before, after the explosion of TDM and Stampy and many others around 10 years ago. And, well, between 2015 and 2019, it seemed like Minecraft had lost its steam, and everyone moved on. But then PewDiePie and SMP Live and Dream all came along, and it seemed like everything was right back where it was. And although the traction has lost a little bit, and the updates are hit or miss, there's still hundreds of Minecraft videos being uploaded on YouTube every day. And I think it's safe to say this game could be around forever. And I don't think we'll ever have to ask the question, is Minecraft? Which Pixar movie made me cry the hardest? Seriously, who woke up one day and said, let's make the parents bawl when they take their kids to see an animated movie? Toy Story 3, I shed a few family tears, but only because I grew up with the movie. Nemo didn't get it as a child, but as an adult, wow. He lost 99% of his kids and his wife all in one swoop. But the worst heartbreak of all, I didn't understand
never
Up
saw
at
that
all
part.
as a kid. Growing up, I remembered it as that movie with the funny part, but after having real
Because he
relationships
never
and
finished
real
it in
heartbreak,
school.
I rewatched this movie and was completely caught off guard and now you know. Which Pixar movie
Okay,
made you?
it's not that deep.
Where did this S shape come from? Many of us learned how to draw this in elementary
It
school,
probably
teaching it
is,
all over
actually.
our math homework. But where did the shape originally come from? While many believe it to be a modern invention passed from classmate to classmate, its history is actually far deeper and more mysterious than you think. In fact, it's so complex, we don't 100% know its definitive origin, but we've got some pretty good guesses. Well, at first it was tracked in the 1980s through popular graffiti art. YouTuber Lamino managed to trace it all the way back to a book from the year 1890, although it looks slightly different. But just a year later, a Redditor seemed to find the best possible answer as a pattern used in 500 BC, the years of the ancient Greeks, as a design for their clothes. And as of now, this is the best we've got. But no matter what, I think it's cool we all have this mysterious symbol that unites us all around the globe. And although we may never truly know where did this S shape come from, the easiest way to tick off fans, fan bases of popular franchises can be a little obsessive and slightly overprotective at times. And if for whatever reason you want to make us angry, there's a few ways to do so. In order from least to most annoying. First, saying the best part of Star Wars was the sequels. Being a fan of Marvel or DC movies and saying that the comics are for nerds. Get out. The force is with you, Doctor Who. But the most infuriating thing, this guy. Even though he's from The Legend of Zelda, his name isn't Zelda. It's Luigi. Come on. But now you know the easiest way to tick off fans. Funniest shower thoughts? How come roller coasters can snap such crystal clear shots of us going at insane speeds, but bank security cameras still can't catch Robert's faces standing perfectly still? Going to bed, you'll feel better in the morning.
Yes, a
Is the
shadow.
human equivalent
Does he?
of shower thoughts? How come roller coasters can snap such crystal clear shots of us going at insane speeds, but bank security cameras still can't catch Robert's faces standing perfectly still. Going to bed, you'll feel better in the morning is the human equivalent of, did you try turning it off and back on again? As a kid, your parents teach you not to believe everything you see on TV, but now we have to teach them not to believe everything they see on Twitter. Technically, we were aliens when we invaded the moon in 1969. Comment below your favorite shower thoughts, and maybe you'll be featured next time on Funniest Shower. The worst facts you don't want to know. Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon, and the namesake inspiration for Buzz Lightyear, has bragged that he was the first man to pee on the moon. Sorry for those of you that wanted that shit. Your body sweats around 1 cup a day, meaning your bed absorbs around 26 gallons of sweat every year. The FBI speculates that around 3,000 serial killers are loose around the United States. When we brush our teeth, that's the only time we clean our skeleton. Ugh. Now you can tell your friends about the worst facts you... What do finger guns look like this? It doesn't exactly match what a real gun looks like, does it? So, with a hand gesture and why? Well, according to Google, it originally came from a Fortnite emote in 2017. Really? Well, in reality, there's a few different people who claim to have invented them, but we don't have an exact source. Only knowing that they became popular and integrated into mainstream culture around the 1970s, when Texas Tech fans used them to counter the horse salute of their rivals, the University of Texas at Austin. Well, why do they look like this? It's nothing like a gun. Well, actually, it's because they're not based on these guns. They're based on on these guns. Some men represent the cotton candy and used to ready the guns. Also, hey, since this short's talking about guns, I don't think the algorithm's gonna like it, so maybe share it around a little. But now you know.
If you want remixes,
What is
the
the white
next
color
one,
pencil used for?
43.
Finally
Okay.
answered. All my life growing up, every single time I would open a box of colored pencils, there would always be a white one included. For years and years, I grew up wondering why. Why? If nearly all paper we use to color on is already white and it just looks trash on construction paper, what's the point?
Oh god, Simon's gonna go fucking insane. Oh god.
Wow, I could die happy.
Oh god.
What's the white color pencil? Disney's darkest moments are company based around magic and having your dreams come true. They've got some moments in movies that are spine-chilling, to say the least. First, we got Pleasure Island, where all of these boys
We're
just
so
outright
cooked.
became still ladies, only because they had one night out and still banging their parents. Sure, there were brats, but did they deserve this? That's nothing yet. We've also got some of the scariest deaths in animation, such as Tarzan's villain Clayton getting hung by vines at the end, or Frollo falling into a fiery pit at the end of Hunchback of Notre Dame. But even that is definitely not the worst we've seen. Did everyone just forget in Mulan how they came across a village where everyone was dead and burned just after a musical number? The worst things of all, it has to be Lion King. Yeah, his dad dying and Scar getting eaten by hyenas is bad, but there's a strong implication that Scar actually ate Mufasa and is playing with his dead brother's skull later in the movie. Honestly, I'm not sleeping now that I know Disney's darkest moment. My first video on YouTube, believe it or not, these animated shorts weren't my first uploads on YouTube. In fact, this channel created back in 2018 used to be for a Minecraft server. So where did I start out? Well, my first upload was actually on my main channel, Danno, back in 2014, where I sounded like this. It wasn't actually my first time on the platform. Before that, I was in a Toyota commercial as a kid just 6 months earlier.
Check out, it's all new, smarter,
It's not the first
sharper,
time, though.
Even that wasn't my first time. My first real time ever appearing on the internet, this video. 14 years ago.
Oh my god.
So yeah, well, I've been on YouTube since the platform was just 3 years old. It took me all the way until last year to find any sort of an audience. And that's why I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that subscribes and says that you enjoy watching my content. Thank you for 300K.
Oh, where did this come from? All of a sudden, it's all of a sudden, y'all
Every
are
broken
a
clock
couple.
always displays the exact time it died. Making a
When
typo
did
in
this-
an online argument is
when
like
did
bush
this
cracking
happen?
in a real argument, and you immediately lose. If you think you're who's the best YouTube short creator, well, you may think it's Ian Boggs, Ray William Johnson, or Can Man, all of whom are amazing creators. In my opinion, the best of them all has got to be Joe Kane. He's the guy who does the speedrunning short series, and I'm saying it here first, he will be the biggest short creator on the platform. Every short of his is equal to like 5 or 6 other shorts. Why watch anybody else? Funny story, I was watching one of his videos and was jolted awake when I realized he actually included the short of mine, and he even replied to my comment. What an absolute shit. Let me know your favorite short creator in the comments below. But now you know who's the best. What would Ricky look like as a human? That's right. Instead of being the vaguely annoying troublemaker rabbit monkey he is, what we look like as a human. Well, fan artist Random Arts envisioned just that, and it looks so good. It's kind of like a mixture of both of us, and honestly, I'm all for it. Be sure to check him out. It's the big your fan art here. But now you've seen, what would Ricky look? The scariest moments in a Nintendo game? Well, it's mostly a family-friendly game. I mean, they've got a few moments that chill me to my core. As a kid, almost would say the Ghost Girl from Pokemon or the aliens from Mario Galaxy were the creepiest. I have to disagree. The most scary moments come from 2 different games. One, Majora's Mask. Putting a scary transition aside, imagine it's the end of the world, and this is the last thing you see. This moon crashing down from the sky into the earth. Terrible feeling. But the scariest moment of all, Mario 64 team. Need I say more? That's what I think is the scariest, the ugliest animal. First, we've got the goofy categories, such as the elephant, seal, the blobfish, and the proboscis monkey. These animals aren't exactly ugly, just a little silly looking, especially this Minecraft villager Squidward thing. Next, we've got the creepy ugly animals, including the eye-eyed, the hammer-headed bat, and the naked mole rat. While this comes close to being the ugliest animal out there, there's still something far worse. Bears. No, not these. Shaved bears. God, see, I want to cuddle this bear, but this will haunt my nightmares. Sorry I ruined your day by showing you the ugliest.
I just like.
What's the worst heartbreak I've ever felt? I've had a lot of bad experiences, including tons of breakups, rejections, and even my last girlfriend cheating on me. But none of them even came close to the worst heartbreak of my whole life. The worst one came from a girl named Wendy. Last night, when I found out that they got rid of the 4 me,
It's not that
literally
deep.
nothing else matters in life. I mean, I understand with inflation and everything, but that doesn't make it hurt any less. I'm fine, okay? I'm fine. But now you know. What's the worst heartbreak? Where did breakfast cereal come from? Most of us have been eating breakfast cereal as part of this complete breakfast our whole lives. Ever wondering who made it? Well, in 1863, James Kingdom Jackson, a strict vegetarian, invented a graham flour dough substance as a new food. The only problem? It was insanely hard. So his solution, soak it in milk overnight. Of course, this evolved over time. And after World War II, they exploded in popularity, resulting in the World War of the brands. Some surviving,
Dave
some
Wendy
dying
British
awful
Rabbits.
But now you know. Where did
Dave
breakfast
Wendy
cereal
British
come from?
Rabbits.
Is YouTube subscribe button useless? Well, the YouTube subscribe button has had its many changes over the years.
Basically
now in 2023,
useless.
does it really mean anything? Well, now instead of
No.
actually notifying you when new videos are released, it seems that job belongs almost entirely to the notification bell. So, what is the subscribe button really useful? Well, in my view, now it's mostly an award that a viewer can simply give to a creator when they deem them worthy. And it helps the creator's videos appear in the algorithm just a little better. Also, it's fun to tap a big shiny red button.
Just a little.
Comment below if you've ever wondered,
Just a
is
little.
YouTube subscribe button useless? Well, the YouTube subscribe button has had its
Let me
many
see
changes
when
over
this
the years.
was.
Now in 2023, does it really mean anything?
When was
Well,
this?
now instead of actually
March?
notifying
Oh
you
my
when videos
god,
are
we have
released, it
such a
seems
long
that
wait
job
till
belongs almost.
short tours.
Hey, so there's no short today because I got into a car accident last night and my brain is still freaking out. But I still needed to put something out because yesterday we hit 400K and I just
Oh my
needed to say
god.
thank you. Even on my worst days, I
This,
still refuse to take
we're
all
seeing
of it
the,
for granted.
the
And I needed
growth
to make
of
sure
this
that you got
man
the
in real
appreciation
time.
you deserved. So, thank you. And hey, since there's no short today, maybe go back and binge some other videos I made and share them around so I can pay for the car damage. But seriously, thank you for tuning in every day and supporting my silly shorts. You all mean the world to me. Love you lots. Hey, so there's no...
Okie
Why I
dokie.
make videos? So yesterday I let you know that I had my first car accident and the support was overwhelming.
Because
Genuinely, I've never felt so loved. But
join
I
back
wanna say
and I
I'm
see
okay.
this.
I genuinely
Yeah.
only apart the car. It's just because it was my first time in an accident that I was shaking.
Yeah, I know.
Way worse and come out
I'm
okay.
just
So
as
truly,
I'm
don't
just
need to
as
worry about it. Although I'm
confused as
still
you.
thankful for them. I thought about
Seeing
taking a
this
break,
shit
but
in the
honestly, I
chat.
just can't. Why do I make videos? Well, drawing every day, editing every day. Even though I put in so many hours, it's worth it. To make these shorts and to make you guys happy, well, honestly, it feels like I need all of you a lot more than I need Brink. And right now, I need to make some fun things to take my mind off. You don't have to be worried though, okay? Back to regular silly shorts tomorrow. See you then. But now you know. Why I make
Danno, of course you suck at cars.
If tomatoes are a fruit, then technically ketchup is a smoothie.
Bro.
If Google had a dating website,
Can you
actually
believe
run
me
by browser history, it would
though?
be the best dating app of all time. In the 19th century, people
You're
had
so
pull out their
evil.
pocket watches to tell time. Then we evolved to looking on our wrists, and now we've devolved to having to pull something out of our pockets. Having an organ replaced is the same as changing a light bulb once it stops working.
It kinda is.
Leave a comment to be featured
11
next
and
time on
12 year
Shower
olds
Thoughts Part 3. When you're reading how
calling
much money
each
does
other
Disneyland
baby.
make a day? Even though Disney is based as a movie and media company, the revenue of every Pixar film and Marvel
Yes,
movie
it
are
is
drops
weird.
in the ocean that is the Disney Parks revenue. Not only are
Just
people
a little.
paying insanely high ticket prices, but people are spending hundreds of dollars every day on food and the dumbest merchandise. I mean, seriously, who would buy this junk? Disneyland alone makes $9.4 million a day, and this is after subtracting the $2.5 million operating costs. But what about all the Disney parks as a whole? Well, in 2021, the revenue was reported as $7.4 billion during a 2-month period, meaning they made an average of $82 million a day. And this isn't even
So?
mentioning Disney Plus, the toys, the blood sacrifices, and everything else that contributes to the Mouse Monarch's insane wealth. And now you know. How much money does... Where did Ricky's scar come from? Well, the...
Penguin
Oh,
stole my kidney, okay?
finally,
Now stop
this
asking
one.
about it.
Did a penguin steal your kidney?
It's a long story and one I don't feel like telling, so back off,
I
Danno.
love how in this short they finally mention it,
You know what? I'm leaving.
and then
Okay, come
they
on,
get
don't
rid
do
of
that.
it.
Hold on, I know you're angry. What do you want?
A raise.
Right, besides a raise.
A raise.
Anything else?
Fine. Plug my channel and I'll be okay.
You already have more subscribers than my main channel. Why do you care? Go subscribe to Ricky the Rabbit Monkey and like his 3 shorts, I guess.
See, was that so hard? I still want that raise soon.
Whatever. Now you know. Where did Ricky... Is Skittles becoming illegal? California lawmakers have just proposed new regulations to ban a few
There's
green
several
ingredients known as
detox.
Skittles,
Yeah.
Ding Dongs, and other foods as a result of their abilities to cause cancer. So is Skittles really getting banned? No. If you actually read the news and not just the headlines like the entirety of the internet and clickbait news reports, you'll see that these lawmakers are only trying to get brands to change their recipes. So the worst that could happen is Skittles tastes a little different. Whatever, I'm more an M&M's guy anyway, but I really don't think you need to worry. Wondering, is Skittles becoming...
Most underrated side characters? There's plenty of people who give attention to their favorite non-main characters, such as Jack Sparrow, Crush, Aladdin's Genie, Frozone, or the Minions. But what about side characters that don't get enough love? Well, here's my picks. First is Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas, the cutest ghost dog who's always there for the Pumpkin Kid. Everyone loves Snoopy, but where's the love for his pal Woodstock? Next up, a ton of people love Flounder, but what about Sebastian? Nope, Sebastian. My middle name is even based on it. And of course, we can't forget Chip or Pascal. Nope, Pascal. But my favorite underrated character of all time? Wheezy from Toy Story 2. This asthmatic penguin was my favorite character from the whole franchise, despite only appearing in one movie. And his cover song at the end, man, I loved it. I think I just love penguins.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, we know you don't, buddy. But comment below your picks.
Shit,
Most
Ricky.
underrated. What does my logo mean? Well, yes, obviously it's a peace sign. I
I
also
wonder.
chose it for 3 other reasons. And in honor of 500,000 subscribers, which I'm incredibly, infinitely thankful for, and I love you all. I'm revealing everything right now. Number 1, yes, peace is good. And it's filled with my 2 favorite colors, blue and red. Number 2, if you tilt it this way, you can actually make out a lowercase d in the symbol. Or, you guessed it, Danno. And number 3, the logo also represents rabbit ears for my mascot ring. I guess if you want to add his monkey tail, you just stick out the thumb. But now you know. What does my logo mean? Well, yes, obviously. The ugliest Donkey Kong design? Mario's fearsome frenemy has been around just as long as everyone's favorite plumber, which means he's had tons of looks over the years. But the most horrific one of all? Spoiler, it's not the movie, which looks pretty decent in my opinion. Now, some people claim it's a 64 look, which isn't as bad, it's just on a low poly console. Some people say it's his TV show appearance, and yeah, that's pretty bad. But really, his true worst appearance came in July 1982. 1 year after the original Donkey Kong game, on a port to the Atari 2600, where instead of the game looking like this, it looked like this, and oh my gosh! Not only are the barrels now chocolate chip cookies, but Donkey Kong is a giant gingerbread man. Still not the worst Atari game, though, but this is definitely the ugliest Donkey Kong design. Who invented the word nerd? Well, there's been many names for people in my culture who have exquisite tastes, such as geek, dork, dweeb, or Poindexter. The word nerd describes somebody who's either A, into popular video games or movies at an intense level, such as me with all my posters, hats, amiibo, etc., or B, a very smart person who does better than everyone else on an academic level. But where did the term come from? It's not nearly as old as you'd think, and I'll give you 2 hints. He's a famous children's writer, and he cheated on his wife while she had a brain tumor. That's right, it's Dr. Seuss. Back in the 1950s book, If I Ran the Zoo. Over the years, the term was popularized as derogatory use, but hey, it's 2023. Being a nerd is the new cool. Don't let anyone tell you different. But now you know. Who invented the word? The worst
What
video
the
game
hell?
movie of all time? With the Super Mario movie coming out soon and the Last of Us show taking the world by storm, it got me thinking, what's the worst video game movie ever? Well, before we made progress with the great Detective Pikachu and the OK Angry Birds and Sonic movies, we had terrible bombs like the
Very
Resident Evil
random
movies, Street
facts
Fighter,
I
and
see.
Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
But none of these even came close to the worst video game movie in history. Mario Bros. 1993. We got Bruno
The
playing
biggest
Luigi and
nerd, I
Roger
guess.
Rabbit Cop playing Mario, but other than that, there's nothing redeemable. Yoshi is an actual dinosaur, Bowser is a human, and the Goombas look like this. This movie may end up being the best video game movie of all time, but it will never make me forget. When is your dad coming back with the milk?
yes.
Well, considering your mom's weight single-handedly
April
pushed the earth off
Fool.
balance, and the chances you're a mistake are pretty high. We need to look at the
Oh,
Lego
yes.
statistic. If you don't know what that is, be sure to ask what it is in the comments. But looking at all this evidence, I'd say the best estimate is probably infinity years. That's an L
Let's
for
go,
you.
he's definitely not already here.
I'm sure your parents love you, okay? Probably. When is your dad coming?
Yes.
The best short video platform? It's no secret that there's a war going on right now between TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts, as well as Snapchat and
Okay.
Facebook, but they're relevant. So which one is the best, or at least which platform is winning the short format war? Well, we can immediately eliminate Reels, since most of the Reels content is recycled TikTok and Shorts videos. So it really comes down to these two. And while it may seem like TikTok is coming out ahead with all its trends and songs and
Stop
memes,
with the
or
glaze,
inflated follower
niggas.
counts, in reality, it's YouTube. Not only do a lot of TikTokers have the dream of becoming YouTubers because you can build a much better connection with your audience through long-form content, but also YouTube's new ad split is so good. For being a shorts creator is a genuine job now. In fact, it's so good that yes, Riggy, you can finally get a raise.
Okay, now I want another one.
But now you know the best. Where did the Easter Bunny come from, and why does he lay eggs? Easter's original meaning was about my man JC, so how did we go from that to a rabbit? No offense, Rude. Well, while there's a lot of differing explanations online, the most widely believed is that
Communicator.
Danno originally invented the egg-laying Easter Bunny because eggs were a symbol of new life, and because rabbits are known for having tons and tons of kids. Again, symbolizing new life, emulating when Jesus rose from the dead. And the painting of the eggs can actually be traced to pagan traditions of the 13th century. I still don't understand the chocolate candy eggs. Most rabbits don't lay chocolate eggs, right?
Well, yeah, but most rabbits aren't blue with a monkey tail and shorts either, so I'm really not the guy to ask.
Fair point. Okay, well, now you know.
Yeah.
English makes no sense. Why is a building called a building if it's already built? Why do noses run and feet smell? Why do we call items on a ship cargo when items hauled by a car a shipment? Your alarm goes off but still needs to be turned off. What? Even weirder, it's a pair of pants and a pair of glasses. So is this a pants and is this a glass? Honestly, at this point, I have no idea how students pass English class because English makes no sense. How good is the Mario movie? I dragged my girlfriend to the midnight premiere, and here's my 2 cents. No spoilers. Bowser was done perfectly. There wasn't enough Toad or Luigi. Donkey Kong and Mario's dynamic was perfect. There were a few good musical moments, but overall the score isn't really what I had hoped for. And the licensed songs made me ready to start stabbing people. The references were pretty good, and ultimately made me enjoy the movie, especially a big Odyssey reference near the climax. Voice acting was all perfect, and the way they handled the Game Boy's references was great. There were just a few moments that could have been done better. Hopefully the sequel gives us the 100% Mario movie fans want instead of a 70-30 Hollywood balance we got. But if you're a Mario fan, you'll still enjoy the ride. But go judge for yourself. How good is the What would happen if no one ever died? So you might know that around 106 people die every minute, keeping the population scales in balance. But what if no one ever died? Well, just because our lifespans keep getting longer and longer due to modern science and especially medicine, that still doesn't stop our bodies from getting older. Things like eyes and teeth and skin weren't meant to last that long. So even if we were to live forever, we'd probably start looking like zombies pretty quickly. In addition, an overpopulation war for the planet's resources would be imminent. Now you'll never wonder, what would happen if no one Angry Birds is being erased? We all remember Angry Birds, one of the classic apps back when mobile games were actually good. It was an easy premise. Pull back the slingshot and shoot the pigs, but it exploded in popularity. With a holiday spin-off, an RPG, 2 movie collabs, a spin-off in space, another spin-off in space, and then a prequel to the spin-off in space. But recently the game's developers, Rovio, have begun erasing them all from existence, even going as far as to remove the game from the Google Play Store. But why? Well, they say that they're trying to focus on Angry Birds 2, and in doing so, they're leaving the nostalgia games in the dust to be killed off, because they think the original game is ruining the image of Angry Birds with its simplicity. Seriously? Everyone fell in love with this. If it's not broken, don't try to fix it. Honestly, I do not understand why Angry Birds is being erased. We all remember Angry Birds, one of the classic apps back when mobile games were... How is my channel growing so fast? No, seriously.
Of course, it's another special.
That was tons more than the 4 viewers I could pull on my earliest videos. So now at 700,000 subscribers, it's unbelievable. Honestly, everyone who subscribes, thank you. You're all absolute royalty. And also, thank you for putting up with it.
We should have hit 1 million by now.
Maggie, what? Don't be rude. We already have more than enough subscribers. Go upload on your own channel.
Can't. I'm busy hunting penguins and getting revenge on the Easter Bunny. See ya.
But I just can't comprehend. How is my channel growing so fast? No, seriously.
But I have to go because I have to go.
Yes. That's all for now. I'll probably do part 2 tomorrow. 'Cause, yes. And then... the day after... New Year's stream? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe New Year's stream. So yeah. No. Since when did you care about my content? When did you care about anything I do? That I can't promise that. I might, if I remember to. But like, what time is that? What time in the day is it? 'Cause y'all just said December 30th. I mean, right now, it's the 29th. What? What? You don't know? Okay. Okay, that's all. Bye.